Na siku zote mtazamaji wakisema dhama ya mtu hutoka kwake mwenyewe, hawakukosea. Karibu mtazamaji wangu katika taarifa zetu za NTV Weekendi. Mengi yamegonga vichwa vya habari katika maeneo tofauti ya humu nchini, hata pia kwenye ngazi za kimataifa, lakini kwanza kabisa tupate yaliyomo. Mtihani wa KCSE unapoendelea, matapeli wanatumia mitandao kuwalaghai wa Kenya wakidai kuwa wanawauzia mitihani hiyo. Serikali yaonya.
You get our colleagues trying to sneak in information to children, and you know, you are already a principal, you are already running a school. I don't know what else you would want to risk your career.
Raila Odinga atafuta ubwana wa tume ya Afrika kwa dhati. Yuko Addis Ababa kuuza sera na Rais William Ruto.
Let us not sacrifice any more lives just to get money out of Kenyans.
Viongozi wa makanisa waitaka serikali kufikiria upya kuhusu bima ya SHA. NCCK yataka mfumo huo usitishwe. Na wanafunzi vyuoni hawana chao, kisa na maana mgomo wa hadhiri wa shamiri kwa wiki ya pili, wasomi wakitaka posho.
Hii ni NTV Weekendi na Frida Mwaka.
Na bila shaka mtazamaji, ndio mwanzo wa taarifa za NTV Weekendi. Mfasiri wa lugha ishara ni David Agondoa. Anufanye mtagusano nami katika mitandao yetu ya kijamii @NTV Kenya @Mwaka Frida. Kuna utapeli mkubwa unaoendelea mtandaoni Telegram, huku matapeli wakiwahadaa wa Kenya kuwa wana uwezo wa kuwapa mitihani ya KCSE hata kabla ya mitihani hiyo kuanza. Ninaaminika kuwa wamewahadaa wengi na kuwapora mamilioni ya pesa. Pia cha kustaadhabisha ni mbinu wanaotumia kuwatega walengwa wao, kwani wanatuma picha mitihani inayoendelea wakati fulani kwenye ukumbi huo ili kuwarai watu zaidi kuwa ahadi zao ni za ukweli. Mwanahabari wetu Ibrahim Karanja ana maelezo zaidi.
Kwa mara ya kwanza tulipopata fununu kuhusu uwepo wa ukurasa wa Telegram wenye jina Official KCSE Leakages 2024, ilikuwa hata kabla ya mtihani huo kuanza rasmi Jumatatu ya tarehe 4 Novemba. Wakati huo tulikuwa na dhana mbili. Kwanza, kuwa ukurasa huo wa Telegram ulikuwa umeundwa na watapeli walionuia kuwatapeli kwa kuwahadaa watahiniwa wa KCSE, walimu wao au wazazi wao walionuia kudanganya mtihani huo. Hoja ya pili ikawa kuwa huenda ukurasa huu ni wa kweli na waliofungua walikuwa na mitihani hiyo, na kwa kweli wangewauzia watahiniwa wadanganyifu wa mtihani, wazazi wao au hata walimu wao. Kwa hiyo tukaamua kuwa ngoja ndiye itakayokuwa msema kweli. Kwa siku chache zilizopita, uhakiki wa mtihani huo umetolewa. Ila katika mtandao wa kijamii wa Telegram, baadhi ya watahiniwa, walimu wao au pia wazazi wanaokusudia kudanganya katika mtihani wamewapa matapeli fursa nono ya kuwapora pesa nyingi. Chaneli hii kwa mfano ina zaidi ya wanachama 70,000, idadi ambayo imekuwa ikiongezeka sana kwa siku 4 zilizopita. Wanaoendesha chaneli wanaitisha shilingi 3,500 kwa kila karatasi ya mtihani, ila kuna nafasi ya kuwa VIP, wakihadaa kuwa watakupa karatasi yote ya mitihani hadi itakapokamilika KCSE VIP channel. Yes. Mwanzoni nafasi hiyo ya VIP ikigharimu shilingi 18,000, ila sasa imeshuka hadi shilingi 12,000, kwani kuna mitihani ambayo tayari imefanywa. Tuliamua kujaribu chaneli hii ili tufahamu kazi yake, na baada ya kulipa kupitia akaunti 2 tofauti, moja ikilipa kupata mtihani mmoja na ya pili ikilipa VIP kupata karatasi zote, pesa zetu zilizama.
We waited for 30 minutes and there's no response. So I sent another message asking for verification of the payment. And this is a message that we have received. I'm not sure how to respond to that. This is an automated KCSE leakages bot. Every resource is available here. Follow the procedure to access the KCSE leakages and other services. Contact admin for more.
Na wala hamna mtihani tuliotumiwa. Ikawa hakika kwamba hii ni aina moja ya utapeli uliozinduliwa wakati huu wa mtihani. Majina yaliyosajiliwa kwenye nambari hizo yakiwa ni Amos Langat na Bernard Kibet. Haijulikani iwapo ni majina ya watu wa kweli au ni ya kuwahada watu tu. Ila licha ya kuwa ni utapeli, matapeli hawa wana mtego mkali. Katika chaneli ya Telegram wanatuma picha ya mitihani inayoendelea wakati inapoendelea ili kuwarai zaidi walio na shaka kuwa wana karatasi zenyewe. Hii ikimaanisha kuwa licha ya sheria kali kuhakikisha usalama wa mitihani, baadhi ya watu katika vituo vya mitihani bado wana simu zao na wanapiga picha mitihani inapofunguliwa, labda katika kushirikiana na matapeli hao wa chaneli hiyo ya Telegram.
That is the space that we want to watch so that no one does any monkey business. The case that you saw are persons who picked the papers from the container and then along the way they opened and started taking photos. So those are the issues we are talking about, technology, and saying that we should not abuse technology. We should use technology for the benefit of learning, but not to abuse the process.
Ibrahim Karanja, NTV.
Asante sana Ibrahim kwa upekuzi huo mtazamaji. Tukisalia tu katika pumzi hiyo, ni kwamba katibu katika Wizara ya Elimu Daktari Belio Kipsang amewataka wasimamizi wa vituo vya mitihani na wakuu wa shule kutoshiriki udanganyifu wa mitihani ya KCSE katika vituo wanavyosimamia. Akizungumza katika ofisi ya naibu kamishna wa wilaya ya Kikuyu wakati wa kusimamia usambazaji wa mitihani ya KCSE, Belio alisema kuwa kesi 11 tu zimearifiwa za watahiniwa kujaribu kuingia na simu za mkononi na vifaa vingine vya taarifa ya nchi nzima. Aliwaonya wakurugenzi wa shule za kibinafsi ambao wamekosa kuwasajili wanafunzi, akisema kuwa watachukuliwa hatua za kisheria. Na wakati huo huo alisitiza kuwa wizara yake inajitahidi kupunguza idadi ya maafisa wa usalama wanaosimamia mitihani ili kutoa mazingira mwafaka kwa wanafunzi.
To risk your career to an extent that you do some of these things. You know, I was telling some people yesterday, you know, you are being suicidal. That is literally being suicidal, because we give our children an opportunity to be themselves and allow them to do this exam in a peaceful way. But I'm very grateful. This year, so far we have run quite a good exam, so far. In quite a number of, almost across the country, the number of incidences of attempted sneaking of telephones is very minimal. Compared to any other year, this has been our best of years in terms of doing the exam in the right way.
Tujipumzishe na masuala ya elimu sasa, tuangazie hili ambapo mwaniaji wa kiti cha mwenyekiti wa tume ya Umoja wa Afrika AU Raila Odinga anatarajiwa kutangaza rasmi azma yake ya kuwa mwenyekiti wa tume hiyo kwa bara zima jioni hii kutoka jijini Addis Ababa nchini Ethiopia. Raila alitua Addis Ababa ambapo ndiko kuliko na makao makuu ya tume ya AU hapo jana na kuhudhuria kongamano la World Without Hunger pamoja na Rais William Ruto. Mwanahabari wetu wa masuala ya kisiasa David Mudhoka anaarifu.
Ikiwa imesalia miezi mitatu tu kabla uchaguzi wa mwenyekiti mpya wa tume ya Umoja wa Mataifa ya Afrika AUC uandaliwe, mwaniaji wa Kenya kwenye kipute hicho cha Februari ijayo, Raila Odinga anaendelea kuzidisha juhudi za kupata ubwana wa Afrika. Kati ya juhudi hizo ni kuandaa hafla ya kutangazia mataifa yote barani Afrika kuwa yuko rasmi kwenye kinyang'anyiro cha wenyekiti wa AUC. Kulingana na Wizara ya Masuala ya Kigeni, hafla hiyo ilitarajiwa kuanza saa 11 jioni na inatarajiwa kukamilika saa 3 usiku na inafanyika katika ukumbi wa Umoja wa Afrika AU ulioko Addis Ababa nchini Ethiopia. Hafla hiyo ilitarajiwa kuhudhuriwa na wageni mashuhuri kutoka bara nzima, wakiwemo wawakilishi wa mataifa yote ya bara Afrika, wafanyabiashara mashuhuri, vijana, wanawake pamoja na mashirika ya kijamii. Kwenye hafla hiyo, Raila anatarajiwa kuuza sera zake kwenye hotuba yake. Raila aliwasili Addis Ababa ambako ndiko kuliko na makao makuu ya tume ya AUC Alhamisi asubuhi, na alihudhuria kongamano la World Without Hunger pamoja na Rais William Ruto. Kongamano hilo ambalo lilimpa Raila fursa ya kujipigia debe, aidha lilihudhuriwa na Waziri Mkuu wa Ethiopia Abiy Ahmed, Rais wa Sierra Leone Julius Maada Bio, waziri kutoka himaya za milki za Kiarabu Sheikh Shakhbut, pamoja na naibu mwenyekiti wa tume ya AUC Monique Nsanzambagwana. Ziara ya Addis Ababa inajiri miezi miwili baada ya serikali kumtangaza rasmi Raila kama mwaniaji wa Kenya kwenye uchaguzi wa kutafuta mrithi wa mwenyekiti wa AUC anayeondoka Musa Faki. Raila anamenyana na wawaniaji wengine watatu akiwemo Mahmoud Ali Yusuf kutoka Djibouti, Anil Gayan kutoka Mauritius na Richard Randriamandrato kutoka Madagascar. Raila na Yusuf kutoka Djibouti wanaonekana kama farasi kwenye mbio hizo za wenyekiti wa AUC. David Muthoka, NTV.
Haya mtazamaji, tukiachana na hayo ni kwamba matatizo yanayokumba chuo kikuu cha Moi, haswa ya kifedha iliyosababisha mgomo wa wahadhiri na wafanyakazi wengine wa chuo hicho, yalizidi kudhihirika hii leo pale ambapo kamati ya bunge kuhusu elimu ilipozuru chuo hicho na hata kuandaa kikao na wafanyakazi na wasimamizi wa shule hiyo. Kamati hiyo iliyoongozwa na mwenyekiti mbunge wa Tinderet Julius Meli iliamrisha viongozi wa vyama vya wafanyakazi chuoni humo kushirikiana na uongozi wa taasisi hiyo ili kuhakikisha wanakubaliana kuhusu mbinu ya kurejea kazini ya wafanyakazi na masomo kurejelewa Jumatatu ijayo. Mwanahabari wetu Mashara Mbugwa anaarifu zaidi.
Kuwasili kwa kamati hiyo kulipokelewa kwa hamaki na wafanyikazi hawa ambao walitaka kusikilizwa na kamati hiyo kabla ya kikao na utawala wa shule. Hii ililazimu kamati hiyo kuwapa fursa wanachama hao chini ya muungano wa UWASU, KUSU na KUDHEHIA kujieleza.
Hatuna tools za kazi. Imagine tukate matawi za miti, tufagie nayo barabara, tukate rugs, tuoshe nayo toilets. Imagine hatupati hata sabuni, hakuna hata gloves, hakuna anything.
We need to be paid our money. We are very good, we can work very well. These people can work. But the problem is we have been misused and abused by the management.
Kamati hilo la bunge lilionyesha kuridhishwa na malalamishi hayo na kuahidi kutoa suluhu mwisho wa kikao.
Mambo inavyoendelea hapa, it is very very bad. So mnapotuona hapa leo, na sio tumekuja hapa kwa kitu kingine. We want to start Moi University in a big way.
Katika kikao hicho na usimamizi wa shule hiyo, kamati hiyo ilijutia hali mbaya ya miundombinu chuoni humo na zaidi malimbikizi ya madeni ya zaidi ya bilioni 8.
But here you are with all what you have, these negatives, but you still can afford to spend 26 million actually to do a gate when the entire university is porous. The entire university is in shambles. The entire university is thinking in terms of appearance. Honestly, Professor, this is like trying to dress a sick patient in ICU in a suit. Is that in order?
The face of the university, notwithstanding your concern, is very, very important.
To see that it was within the institution, 80% of it is outside. It's on the church, it's on the highway, and so it's been a subject of the Auditor General. It's been now with the AG for the last 5 years.
Looking at your strategies, and this could be the biggest problem, I don't see anything on governance and management.
Mwisho kamati hiyo ilitoa mapendekezo ya kina, ikiwa ni pamoja na kufanyiwa marekebisho kwa usimamizi na kusisitiza kwamba mgao wa serikali wa zaidi ya shilingi bilioni 3 ili kusaidia kulipa baadhi ya madeni ili kuwezesha shughuli za kimasomo kurejea shuleni humo siku ya Jumatatu.
So we really need to pull our sleeves, sit down through the long hours today and tomorrow and make sure that the university is up and running come Monday. And the unions, you have our support.
Macharia Mbugua, NTV, Eldoret.
Na wahadhiri chini ya muungano wa ASU wamewapa kuendeleza mgomo wao huku wakishtumu serikali kwa kukosa kuandaa kikao cha kamati ya mawaziri kilichopangwa Alhamisi ili kushughulikia mgomo huo. Haya yanajiri huku wafanyakazi wa chuo kikuu cha Dedan Kimathi wakitishia kugoma wakidai nyongeza mishahara na marupurupu. Tumpate sasa Margaret Kimathi na taarifa hiyo.
Ni wiki ya pili ya mgomo wa wahadhiri nchini ambao umelemaza masomo katika vyuo vikuu 35 vya umma na vyuo vishiriki viwili. Wahadhiri hawa chini ya muungano wa UASU wameshutumu serikali kwa kupuuza mpangilio wa kurejea kazini uliosababisha wahadhiri kusitisha mgomo wa kwanza mnamo Septemba.
We are on this strike till the government does its part. When we signed the return to work formula, we agreed that we are going to pay our people 7%, 10% increment and 4% automatic annual increments. We did the simulations in Machakos.
Muungano huu unatarajiwa bungeni Jumanne wiki ijayo, huku wabunge wakifanya jaribio la mwisho kusuluhisha mzozo wa malipo ya shilingi bilioni 9.7 unaohusisha wahadhiri wa vyuo vikuu vya umma. Kamati ya elimu bungeni imewapa nafasi wahadhiri kupendekeza njia ya kusuluhisha mzozo huo na kuanza tena masomo katika vyuo vikuu vya umma.
We have really displeased that the interministerial meeting that was scheduled to happen yesterday to resolve our matter did not happen.
The ministry, our mother ministry, the CS and the PS are not serious, but we are calling upon the government to ensure that they come to negotiation table. And I want to tell all our members that we are not going to give in. We shall not stop striking. The strike is on. Let all our members be strong. Strike and strike and strike. Upscale, escalate.
Haya yanajiri huku wafanyikazi wa chuo kikuu cha Dedan Kimathi katika kaunti ya Nyeri wakitishia kugoma wakidai nyongeza ya mishahara.
The people that work in Dedan Kimathi, especially the academic staff, are earning much less than our colleagues. 3 notches below. With the same person you are hired, the same day, the same time, the same grade, having progressed the same way. Because our university has refused completely to pay on diagonal scale.
Dedan Kimathi is one university where the strike should proceed even up to next year. The reason why we are saying this is because this is one university where our workers have been mistreated. And we want to caution the Vice Chancellor that we are not going to take this anymore.
Wameitaka serikali kujadili utekelezaji wa mkataba wa makubaliano ya pamoja mwaka 2021 hadi 2025, huku wakishikilia kuwa watasalia nje ya vituo vyao vya kazi hadi pesa hizo zifike kwenye akaunti zao. Margaret Kimathi, NTV.
Na swali nyeti mtazamaji ni je, watasikika? Basi baada ya taarifa hiyo tuelekee mapumzikoni. Bado kuna mengi tu katika meza yetu ya NTV Weekend ikiwemo vimbwanga vya Hemedi, lakini kwa sasa tuelekee madukani.
I'll have the usual on the rocks, double.
Your profile says you don't drink.
How? And I missed out on the silky refreshing test?
For real? For real. Well, in that case, I'll have whatever he's having.
I drink responsibly. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Del.
Del who?
Del Monte.
Real, recognize real. No added sugar, no preservatives. 100% real fruit.
Introducing Festive Cakes.
We have some delightful snacks for all of you.
The Festive Simbella Cake. Indulge in the pleasure of a cone-shaped cake that's bursting with flavors.
Where did you come from?
Hamlet. So this is where the magic happens. This is for you kids.
Festive cupcakes.
Thank you.
Perfect treat to share with friends and family.
Now for your kids' school snacks, hakuna stress.
Festive drink cakes. The perfect blend of sweetness and softness.
And now this is for you, Dad, and your office mate.
Festive pound cake. This sumptuous cake will leave you craving for more. Taste the magic with our festive cakes from DPL Festive Bakery. Delight with every bite.
Karibu tena mtazamaji wangu, tuangazie sasa taarifa kuhusiana na masuala ya afya, ambapo viongozi wa Kikristo hii leo wameelezea kutoridhishwa kwao na mpango wa afya wa SHIF, huku wakilalamikia mfumo huo wa bima ya afya umeharakishwa na Wakenya wengi wanaangamia na hata kufilisika kutokana na kulazimika kulipia baadhi ya matibabu ambao bima ya kale ya NHIF ilikuwa inashughulikia. Wakati huo huo, waziri wa afya Debra Baraza ameendelea kupinga taarifa za kuwa SHIF ina hitilafu za malipo. Mwanahabari wetu wa masuala ya afya na sayansi Bridget Ngana na maelezo zaidi.
Viongozi wa Kikristo chini ya Baraza la Makanisa nchini NCCK wametoa kauli yao juu ya mfumo mpya wa bima ya afya ya kitaifa ya SHA mwezi mmoja tangu izinduliwe, na kwa sasa kanisa limepinga SHIF tena bila kupepesa jicho.
Let us not sacrifice any more lives just to get money out of Kenyans. Let us do this and then we can go back to SHA when all is worked out and life and everybody is stable to move.
Kulingana na NCCK, SHA na SHIF zingefanyiwa majaribio ya kutosha kabla ya kuratibishwa, kwani Wakenya wengi wanaumia chini ya mifumo hii mpya.
It does not make sense to us that Kenyans are now paying more money but are getting less benefit. We are moving from okay to worse. Except for the increase in the amounts of premiums contributed by employed Kenyans, it is not clear why the change was necessary.
We have members who are on dialysis. We have members who are diabetic. And to our surprise is that when they get to the hospitals, they don't get the services they require. And in most cases, they are forced to get into their pockets.
Hisia sawa na askofu mkuu wa kanisa la Katoliki jimbo la Nyeri, Anthony Muheria, aliyesema kuwa baadhi ya maamuzi ya serikali hasa kuhusu huduma za afya hazizingatii haki za kibinadamu.
Our leaders are thinking way too much about their image and about their future and not thinking about the image of the poor, the needy, the miserable, the ones living in slums, the sick. With the shift of the NHIF to SHIF, we don't seem to have had that thought of the sick. People who die because they can't get services. That's our main concern.
The government is promising us that the whole process of SHIF is in full operation. Then we tend to ask ourselves, where is it operating? If the common man is not fully attended according to his or her needs, how can we convince our members that the SHIF is working?
Ila akihudhuria kuzamili kwa wahudumu wa afya katika hospitali ya rufaa ya chuo kikuu cha Kenyatta, waziri wa afya Debra Baraza alisema kuna uhaba mkubwa wa ufahamu juu ya SHIF.
Regarding the stranded patients, we are requesting that they can reach out through the call center to the Social Health Authority, and each individual case will be addressed accordingly. But we are working on policies to ensure that there is accessible care even to that level, because that was part of the benefit package.
Kabla ya mfumo wa SHIF kuanza, NHIF ilikuwa na deni ya zaidi ya shilingi bilioni 30 kwa hospitali za kibinafsi na za kidini. Bridget Ngana, NTV.
Haya mtazamaji, tukiachana na taarifa hiyo, sasa kwenye vimbwanga vya Hemedi. Hii leo Hemed akili zake kweli anazijua yeye mwenyewe, kwa sababu sisi humu ndani tukifanya taarifa yeye naye huwa anatengeneza zake. Na sasa hatukujua kumbe yeye huwa anaturekodi wakati tunatokwa na jasho la kazi, masaa yale ya pressure, tukikimbilia wakati wa saa 1. Hemed huwa amemaliza kitambo. Na sasa unashindwa anaandika saa ngapi na ana edit saa ngapi. Acha leo tujione sisi kama the real sisi, namna ambavyo tulivyo tunapokuwa huko jikoni tukipika taarifa. Hemed, tupe vimbwanga.
Inapofikia zile dakika 30 za mwisho kufikia mwendo wa saa 1, unaweza ukasalimia mtu na ikawa hakusikii. Sio kwamba ni wajeuri, hapana, si ujeuri. Lakini kuna kitu kinaitwa pressure. Yaani mtu huwa katika ulimwengu tofauti na vile unavyofikiria wewe. Kwa mfano, subiri nikuoneshe. Makori. Kaka. Nimekuambia unaweza ukamuita na ikawa hakusikii, au akafura, kalipuka kabisa, ikawa kama ambaye anaona unamsumbua.
Na kutafuta tupige story, wewe hutaki hata kunisikiza. Frida.
Ni kikombe maarufu sana kinachojulikana kama cha Lois. Mwanahabari huyu ni news anchor, anakunywa chai masaa 24. Yaani yeye muda wote ukimuona lazima yeye yuko na chai. Alafu kuna wakati mwingine unaweza kuja kumuona anazungumza peke yake. Yaani yeye akishaketi na mashini vile utamuona Raila Odinga hiyo siku alikuwa mahali fulani. Sasa unajiuliza, kwa nini unazungumza peke yako? Na ukimuuliza tu hivi ashanyamaza, amesahau, anaendelea kupiga chai yake. Hey. Halo. Mambo vipi? Nisalimie kidogo. Na chai. Licha ya kuwa wanapenda sana kuhoji watu wanahabari, wao ukiwafanyia mahojiano huwa wanaona kama kero yani. Wengine mpaka mvutane, mshindane kabisa. Kuna na huku gallery huwa na kuita jikoni. Hiki chumba kwa taka mpaka uwe na akili zako, kisha si akili tu, yani ziwe akili timamu. Shida huku watu wataka watu serious peke yake. Mara mimi, wajua saa nyingine huwa nishaingia. Jackie.
Emedi, on timing size napanga news.
Hapana, angalia. Kuna rafiki yangu mmoja pale Mombasa anaitwa Karim Rajan.
Ukivua simu, itakuwaje footage sasa?
Alizaliwa marika na mimi, yani mimi na yeye ni tuko rika moja. Tushafanya kazi pamoja, lakini akipanda pressure. Hey.
Story saa 7 haikutoka. Jioni sijui itatumika. Tumeenda huko chini kabisa.
Hiyo huwa ni vimbwanga na mlipuko mkubwa sana.
Hata sijawahi kwenda maishani mwangu.
Angalia, wewe wanzingua.
Mashini yangu imehang.
Usu mtafutie mashini afanye huko, mbona nzingua?
Mimi mashini yangu, story yangu ndio ya pili, ndio ya kwenye.
Story yangu mimi ni vimbwanga hii nafanya.
Ndio acha nifanye tu story yangu.
Kila unayemgusa ni kwamba hana muda. Hata mimi hapa naona pia nikitengeneza taarifa zangu wasipendi kusumbuliwa. Lakini yote ni kwa sababu ya kukimbilia wakati. Lakini changamoto ni kawaida. Hemed Abdallah, NTV, ila yote ni vimbwanga tu.
Jamani Hemedi, wewe siku moja utazabwa kofi, lakini nimependa sana haswa hapo kwa babu Karima amekasirika sana. Story kwa nini haijaenda? Mtazamaji, ndio vimbwanga vya Hemedi. Tuchukue mapumziko mafupi.
I'll have the usual on the rocks, double.
I'll have whatever he's having.
Real, recognize real. No added sugar, no preservatives. 100% real fruit.
Missed the study abroad fair and still interested in studying in Canada? Uniserve Education brings you a Study in Canada fair. This is your chance to meet and engage with delegates from 20 leading Canadian institutions on Saturday, the 9th of November, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Movenpick Hotel, Westlands, Nairobi. Entry is absolutely free. Visit uniserveeducation.com to register now. Save the date and see you there.
Hammer down prices this Black November. Nakafu! A night of daily crazy offers. Massive deals. Bigger discount. Lower prices. Unbelievable prices. Shop and save more than ever. Nakafu!
Haya, sasa tudunde viwanjani. Uchaguzi wa FKF ngazi ya kaunti ambao uliratibiwa kufanyika hapo kesho kote nchini umesitishwa na mahakama ya Kitui. Shirikisho linalojiita Kenya Football Association ndilo lilowasilisha ombi la kusimamisha uchaguzi huo kwa mujibu wa FKF. Shirikisho hilo linadai kuwa ndilo lina mamlaka rasmi ya kuandaa uchaguzi huo. Kesi hiyo itasikizwa Jumanne ijayo. Mapema wiki hii bodi ya uchaguzi iliyoteuliwa na FKF kuandaa uchaguzi ilifanya mafunzo ya wasimamizi 100 na tayari ilikuwa imewasilisha vifaa kwa kaunti zote. Na kinara na mwanzilishi wa mbio za nyika za Chepsaita Farouk Kibet aliwatembelea wanariadha chipukizi kijijini Chepsaita wanakojiandaa kushiriki makala ya pili ambayo atafanyika Disemba tarehe 7 katika kaunti ya Uasin Gishu. Mwanaspoti Yoshua Makori anaarifu zaidi.
Farouk Kibet alifanya mazoezi na wanariadha hawa wanaoibuka hapa Chepsaita majira ya asubuhi tayari kwa makala ya pili.
Hawa watoto wanafanya mazoezi kutoka mapema sana asubuhi. Tumekimbia na wao na mimi ni kuatia moyo kwamba tarehe 7 imefika. Hapa ndipo
Farouk mwenyewe atakimbia kilomita 2
na nimekuja kupima hali ya hewa safi. Nimekimbia na nimeona tutashindana na wale wakimbiaji wa kimataifa. Ile imenifurahisha ni kwamba watu wengi wamejitokeza, watoto wamejitokeza kwa kukimbia asubuhi.
Mashindano haya yanakusudia kuchangisha hela ili kuwasaidia watoto maskini katika jamii kulipa karo, ambapo kitita cha shilingi milioni 10 kitatumika kuwafadhili watoto 1000 kutoka shule 10 tofauti.
Ile ilinifanya mimi nikafikiria hapa ni mambo ya changamoto. Kufika kwa watoto hapa wanafika kwa njia hukumu. Mambo ya elimu ilikuwa inapatikana kwa umbali wa sehemu. Ingine inapatikana Kakamega, Bungoma, Nairobi, ambayo watoto wengi hawawezi kufika pale. So nikafikiria nikianzisha, tukiweka mkazo tilia hawa watoto wapewe, tupate talanta yao, tupate kuwapeleka kwa shule, watasoma.
Tayari wanariadha 20,000 wamejiandikisha kushiriki.
Ikiwa tutakuwa tunafanya hii kila mwaka, itainua jamii kwa hali ya uchumi wao na hali ya kusomesha watoto watapata kwa ile hali ya urahisi sana.
Nikidundadunda nyugani niite mwanaspoti Yoshua Makori.
Na kwa taarifa nyingine ni kwamba aliyekuwa nahodha wa Harambee Stars Austin Makamo Odwor atazikwa nyumbani kwake Makunga, kaunti ya Kakamega hapo kesho baada ya kuaga dunia akiwa na umri wa miaka 65. Ibada ya wafu ya Makamo ilifanyika leo katika kanisa Katoliki la St. Teresa Kibuye, kaunti ya Kisumu, na kuhudhuriwa na familia, jamaa, ndugu na marafiki. Miongoni mwa waliokuwemo kwenye ibada ni mkewe mwenda zake Pamela, mwanae aliyekuwa kipa nambari 1 kwa Kenya Arnold Origi, kaka zake Anthony Gerard na aliyekuwa mshambulizi wa Harambee Stars Mike Okoth Origi. Makamo ambaye alikuwa mlinda ngome wakati wa enzi zake alisaidia Gor Mahia kushinda kombe la Mandela mwaka 1987. Na Shabana FC itapambana na Kenya Police uwanjani Gusii, kaunti ya Kisii siku ya Jumapili. Na katika mechi ya kuwania ubingwa wa ligi kuu ya kandanda humu nchini, Shabana inaovuta mkia kwenye judali inahitaji ushindi ili kuanza kampeni ya kujikwamua isije kashuka daraja. Wakati huo huo, FC Leopards itachuana na Mara Sugar ugani Dandora. Murang'a Seal itakaribisha Kakamega Homeboys huko SportPesa Arena, kaunti ya Murang'a. Nayo Bidco United itakuwa mgeni wa Bandari ugenini kaunti ya Kwale katika uwanja wa maonyesho ya kilimo ya Ukunda. Na timu ya taifa ya raga wachezaji 15 kila upande Kenya Simbas itapambana na Uganda katika mechi ya mkondo wa kwanza ya kuwania kombe la Elgon uwanjani Arfuea hapo kesho. Nyota wa timu ya taifa walio chini ya miaka 20 Andy Kolomolo anatarajiwa kuichezea Simbas kwa mara ya kwanza pamoja na Tyson Maina na Griffin Chao. Kikosi cha Kenya kitaongozwa na nahodha George Nyambua.
A lot of the guys that we name haven't played. And other players, for example, Oilers players, they were all playing in the floodlights. And there's a few players that didn't play in the floodlights. So in terms of game time, we thought we know that other guys had game time. And there's a few players that didn't have game time that we didn't see. Andy Cole is obviously a standout player. He's a big man. He's a big ball carrier. He's very fast. And at his age, he's actually the right guy to introduce. As we said, previous, we want to bring in more younger players, and tomorrow is a big test for Andy, and I think he won't let us down.
Sina la ziada mtazamaji wangu, naweka kijiti katika taarifa zetu za NTV Weekendi, japokuwa kidogo mwelekezi wangu Diana ananicheka hapo kwa sporti, lakini siku zote nawaambia sporti si mdomo wangu. Niite Frida Mwaka siku zote, nitaitika mfasiri wa lugha ishara ni David Agondoa na mhariri Paul Nabiso. Kikosi kizima tunasema bye bye.
This is NTV.
Join Nation Sacco today and experience a financial partner that works for you. Call us or visit us at IPS Building on 10th floor, Kimathi Street, Nairobi. We are open to all. Nation Sacco, fulfilling dreams.
Flavors zote tamu tena fruity. Are you bored? Kuna vitu Ay kituka na shika. Yummy na flow kama maji tena fruity. Are you bored? Kuna vitu moja juni tamu kama sali. Ni juicy. Flavors zote tamu tena fruity. Are you bored? Kuna vitu zinakuudhi sijali my bro. Hebu kama taka juicy ni juicy. Flavors zote tamu tena fruity. Are you bored? Kuna vitu zinakuudhi usijali my bro. Hebu kama taka juicy juni.
Babies play around and then oops, Morphix ina absorb like whoop. Imagine, haiwezi leak in 50 different movements. Makofi to both babies and Morphix. Renewed Morphix, ultimate quality.
Morphix is renewed. Improved Morphix quality, now in blue package.
NTV, turning on your world. The following program has been rated PG. It may contain scenes unsuitable for children under the age of 10.
Welcome back to the weekend edition. Asante sana for joining us. Show nzito kama kawaida hii leo. Kwanza tuko na magest watatu na they are all perfect for this conversation. Kwanza tuko na Susan Wanjiko. Susan Wanjiko is a personal finance coach and I wonder ni pesa ngapi mtu akuwe nayo mpaka unaweza funza watu wengine vile watumia do yao.
Ndio funza watu about money. It's not about how much money you have.
Okay.
It is about how well you manage what you have.
So what you mean is from a side conversation ni mtu akona 20k ama mtu ana earn 20k per month anaweza kuwa mdosi kuliko mtu ana earn $500,000 per month.
Oh, definitely.
Alafu tuko na Sami Kioko. Sami Kioko is one of our favorite comedians. Sitaki kukuwa selfish niseme I like his thought process. It's the second time on the show na last time mlimpenda sana. Sami ni aje?
Poa sana.
Tumekuseti na conversation ya do kwa sababu the first time I actually called you about this ilikuwa wewe win do Ultimate Comics, ndio? Umetoka mtaani ukagongwa, ilikuwa mita moja. Ilikufanyia nini hiyo pesa? Kuna kitu pesa ufanyia mtu, ile kitu ya psychology of money ilikufanyia nini?
Ilinishtua.
Ilikuaibisha kidogo?
Unajua kama umegrogeto pia lazima uko na ile kichwa ngumu ya Mr. Mbui mambo ya do. Lakini do ilinishtua sana but ilinichange. Ilinichange a lot sana.
We also have Mungai Eve. Na I couldn't wait to have her on the show kwa sababu yeye kwa example yangu. I can't imagine niliaipatia mzazi wa mtu example ya Mungai Eve when it came kupatia inaitwaje, mtu wangu amefanya mass media, mass communication. Mungai Eve ni example ya kitu alikuwa anasomea, she started doing it and it's paying off. Karibu sana Eve.
Thank you.
Lazima ikuwe specific, Mungai Eve, not Eve Mungai, not Eve, not Mungai.
Yeah, you know it's a brand, so it's Mungai Eve and I also love it that way. Mungai I have to celebrate my dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sawa. Congratulations. Wewe pia umekutana na pesa mali from Muranga. Kuna mali you bumped into money. Sindio?
Yeah.
It shows now. It shows. Never met you before, but someone can see money. Sindio? Sindio? Pesa hapana sichachishi. Pesa kufanya ile kitu.
Haijanishtua. Kioko amesoma yake ilimshtua, but haijanishtua. Yeah.
You cannot be employed. Hauwezi kubali kuandikwa job.
Siwezi kubali.
Watu huku nje wanatafuta job. Kwa nini huwezi kubali kuandikwa job?
First of all, because I know my worth. Secondly, because I have so many goals zenye na feel if I get employed probably I'll die kama sijazi accomplish. And being employed is not my calling. You know, being employed to some people it's something that yani that's their thing. Kuna mtu akifanya job ya kuajiriwa anaifanya vizuri sana. May feel like God hakuwa ni make niajiriwe because I'm not born for that.
At only 21 Mungai Eve anasema akiandikwa job atakufa. Na manze. How did you find yourself in that position?
Growing up, I thought I would finish high school, niingie kampuni malize vizuri, nitafute job NTV, nipate, nikuwe news anchor. You know, there's always that thought yenye tunakuanga nayo kama watoto wenye tunataka kufanya journalism and mass communication. And you know what, it never happened. I went to college in my first semester. I didn't finish actually. Corona came. I went back home, and then in the middle that's when YouTube happened and I'm here right now.
Okay. Yeah. But unaogopa kusota?
Siogopi kusota because siezi sota. That's why we have Susan here.
Wow. Bloggers had you on the first statement, lakini ukawakuta on the second. Now, in your experience, what is the one unique thing you learn about to do?
Pesa bana, pesa ni mbaya. Hiyo tu ni kitu ya. Hata nikwambie Kingo, una venye mimi nilishika mita, ndio ujue pesa ni mbaya. Mimi nilikuwa nikiishi Mathare. Hiyo time umesota umeparara huko tu. Mimi sikuwa napigiwa simu na wasee. Ilikuwa napigwa rafiki yangu akinipigia ni once na while, ni aje Sami uko fiti? Nilikuwa nakujulia hali. Ni aje Sami uko poa? Nimeona umenyamaza sana, nikaona nikuvutie. So wanadhani hata depression inaweza kuua. But venye nilishika do Kingoni. Simu yangu ilikuwa inapigwa mpaka saa 6 ya usiku. Nasikia ni aje mimi tulikuwa tunasoma na baba yako. Sijui nimeumwa na nyoka. Wazo unashanga hizo siku zote leo ndio ameumwa na nyoka. Wakati nimepata do. So do kuja na vitu mob alafu do kwa ukiwa na do mimi sijui kama ni mimi peke yangu but nililala. Unajua ukipata tu do unakuanga generous for nothing. Ukisikia msee anaitwa stingy huyu hana kitu. But wase wako na do. But wase wako na do proper wanakuanga wa generous unless huyo msee alilan kusota. Juu kama mimi nililala. Juu kama unajua mimi nimeishi phase 3, nimeishi mimi kuna time sikuwa na kitu ile yani ni noma. Kisikia ni noma ni noma.
Umeona moto.
Ai. Moto ama jehanamu. Nimeishi mahali sasa niko na do.
Yes.
Si ati ile niko fiti tu. Alafu nikatoka kuwa fiti nikarudi chini, alafu nikarudi pale sasa.
Yes.
So sasa najua hizo face zote. So ndio maana sasa hata msea kule 200 yangu lazima niandikie proposal. Uniambie mbona unaikula? Uko na reason gani ya nikupatie 200?
Aya, sawa. Susan, a few things Kioko has said. Number one, what is that thing about money yenyewe ukiwa nayo hata kama hujatangaza mavitu zitokea?
Money is attractive. So definitely, and which brings me to what we were talking about earlier on, the psychology of money, and most importantly, your own emotional intelligence when it comes to money. Kuna kitu amesema powerful. Amesema because of his offices go through, kuna time alikuwa hana, then kuna time sasa akapata alafu akarudi hapo chini. So what did that teach him? Money comes and money can go, right?
Yes.
So because of that accumulated wisdom, sai 200 yake lazima umwandikie nini? Proposal. You understand? So the way you think and behave about money has a lot to do with what you've experienced. Like I was telling you earlier, I didn't come from money at all. At all. What I have is because of what I've put in, the work that I have done. Now, how has that affected my money personality? Because kuna kitu kama ni personalities. Kuna wase wanaitwa spenders. Hawa wase hata senye hawana trust, watapata njia ya kupata ndio waspend. That's a money personality. Na hiyo ni kitu watu wengi struggle. Watu kama kwa budgeting class yangu, tunasoma na bado ananiambia Coach Susan, I still when we come end month review, ananiambia mi bado nilingia tu Instagram nikaba hizo skincare. Mi bado, it's a personality. You have a spending personality. There are some people like me. Personally, my money personality, I'm a hoarder. And my hoarding money comes from the fact that I didn't have money growing up. You understand? So for me, one of the things nili struggle nazo hata nikianza kupata do, because I love investing. I loved learning about investing, but nilikuwa naogopa kuinvest. Reason ya kuogopa kuinvest bado niyo kuogopa umaskini, because uko ile ya ido kidogo niko nayo, asa naniambia ni invest, je nikipoteza. So every personality has disadvantages and advantages. Our spenders utapata, they even take the most risks, and we all know sometimes with money, the higher the risk, the higher the return. Utapata mseta take risk kwa forex, ama take risk kwa biz. Some we win, others we fail, but utawin. A holder like myself, I am risk averse completely. So nataka tu do yangu ikae wapi, kwa bank ama kwa M-Pesa mali naiona. Opportunities zitakam zikinipita, but maybe I'm not wasteful. You understand? There are some people who are warriors. That's another money personality. All this is Googleable information. A warrior, umse alalangi. Ukifikiria tu do inakustress. Ukifikiria mali utatoa do itakustress. Ukipata do pia inakustress. Like you generally worry about money.
So one of the things that stand out from that is you must understand your relationship with money.
Correct. You must understand your relationship with money.
And number 2, a hoarder is a, correct me?
A hoarder is generally
stingy.
Sasa by then naweza taka kudisagree na Sami. Sami amesema ati wase stingy saa zingine wananga kitu. Mimi nimekam kurealize kitu. I think stinginess generally unajua ni opinion ya wase, right? So I think people would say I'm stingy because mimi kabla pesa itoke kwa mfuko, wacha yeye hata afadhali ni 200, mimi hata 50 bob, and I track every single coin I spend.
I think that's how stingy is.
Well, I don't mind the word stingy, and I think that's among sijui kama umesikia story. Juzi nime have 2 very important conversations kwa my Instagram. One conversation ilikuwa about black tax, and I'm sure we've all experienced that. When you get a job and inabidi like yani salo yako yote ka half inarudi wapi? Home. Au manko wameumwa na nyoka, you know, and for me, I always tell people, I would rather be deemed as stingy, right, than kazi yangu ni kupeana pesa then mi nabaki in debt. And my strong belief is this: you can't help someone if you've not helped yourself, right?
Yes.
So that's why I'm happy. I don't mind the word stingy, and I feel like a lot of Kenyans, especially who are dealing with black tax, you shouldn't mind to be called stingy because you're putting in the hours, you're doing the work.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. It should be okay for you. No is a complete statement. If you cannot afford it, just say, na mimi nikiambia clients wangu hivi, there's no shame in saying you cannot afford something.
Na hauna hata guilt.
Na sina guilt, na si feel anything, because the truth of the matter, Kingori, ni sina.
Na sina ama sikupei.
It can be either sina ama sikupei.
Wewe, your experience na do, si ndio? How do you deal, like before hata chenye amesema, have you had experiences zenye unahave kunyima msee do ama msee anakuomba do jua anajua uko nayo?
Yeah, probably my past friends are now my worst enemies, cause anakuomba do anafeel wezi kosa. What I usually tell people is, maybe at I have text telling someone I probably have the money but sina do ya kupeana. Niko nayo but si ya kupeana. Maybe niko na do but nimeplania ni ya kubuy food. Ama nimeplania ni ya kufuel. So I have the money but I don't have the budget ya kupeana. For now I don't have it. And it happens with even relatives. Utapata maybe auntie yako ama cousin yako. But they have an experience. There is my distant cousin who sent me, it was early in the morning, I remember it was 6 a.m. Alinitumia school inaitangwa fee structure. I was like, wow, 150,000. Hey, hata mimi sijamaliza shule, I'm still hustling to go back to school. You know, there's so many things zenye mtu upatana nazo. Unapata mtu anafeel uko na hiyo do, unakataa, unamnyima, hata unaongea vibaya, but wewe mwenyewe unajifanyia nini? Unajua siwezi toa 150,000 ni kulipia school fee na mimi mwenyewe sijamaliza shule. I'm supposed to go back nimalize kwanza, you know.
Mika ilifika point wale wasi nilikuwa nasaidia hiyo time ndio wasi walikuwa wanakuja kusema ati huyu hata atusaidiange.
Exactly.
Unatoa mpaka 50k unasomesha mtu ama unapeleka msee wapi? But hiyo baadaye msee anakuja anasema huyu si alikuanga na do. Sasa hata alitufanyia nini? Si ndio huyu kazini yake, si ndio huyu nani hajasoma, kwani mimi ni baba yao? Kingori mimi nilikuwa na mabesti hata wenye tulikuwa nao kwa hiyo competition wengi, akina Tom. Tukakaa mahali nikaambia tukiwa Madhare nikaambia mimi nikishinda mimi ndapiga 50-50. Situmia akili wako waine. Kingori nilishinda hiyo do venye ilikuwa inaenda sikuwa naelewa. Mimi nilikuwa natembea na ATM nikifika mahali naona kabudhi ka ATM kananiita Kioko. Naweza kuona kidogo. Wase wengi wenye unasikianga anakupigia simu anakuuliza bro nikiweza kuwa na 100 naweza fanya biashara gani? Hiyo inakuwa gani depression watu majority. Inakuwa gamsia ametoka juu alikuwa na do amerealize do yangu inaisha hebu ni invest sasa. Ikuangi ni kupenda kwa mtu. Ukisikia mzee anakuambia niko na ka 8 naweza weka nini? Hiyo sasa huyo msee kuna reality imeanza kumpiga, labda ameanza kujua hapa naweza vutwa job, hii job yangu inaweza isha, so mimi ndadu. So inakuanga hiyo. So mimi nilifika hiyo level mpaka najiambia mpaka unapata mpaka kuna wase wa karibu nao wanaanza kuongelea vibaya. So hiyo ndio vitu ilifanya mimi nikakuwa hardcore. Mimi kama sasa hata msee akiniambia ati wewe unakuanga stingy na kuambia kabisa. Inafaa hivyo. Juu mimi nilikuwa nasikia mpaka msee ako na njaa hiyo time nilikuwa na do. Mpaka kuna vitu za wenyewe zinaniuma. Msee ako na njaa, we hata hajasema ako na njaa, kumwangalia tunasema bro umekula wewe? We shika 500.
Uliacha hizo jokes kabisa.
Kama wa leo mimi nimejua ati 500 nilikuwa napea msee lunch ya 500. Saizi yanipate 500. Kwani alikuwa anakula nini hiyo lunch? Sasa unapigwa 60 songa. Mimi nilirudi kwa ile biashara nilikuwa nafanya nikiwa hustler na nikaimodify ikakuwa biashara bigi. Ni juu hiyo ndio biashara mimi nilikuwa na understand. Mimi nilikuwa nauza viatu, nilikuwa na mkia Gikomba. Naenda nashika maluku, nauza. So ikafika point ninafanya hizo biashara zingine zinakataa. So nikajiambia bora na kama biashara zinakataa si nirudi kwa ile business nilikuwa naipiga, but this time niipatie face iko fit juu sasa siwezi enda Gikomba, siwezi enda kufika maluku wapi. So sasa inaweza import vitu, naweza fanya nini na ikaduka na nasonga. Sasa napata niko comfortable nikiuzia wasee masuti, nikiuzia wasee luku. Sasa niko comfortable na hiyo biz. Ni juu nililan. Nilikuwa labda naeka naangalia naona trolley ya smoky Nikiweka pale mtu sita, but unaweka msee pale anakula stock. Unasema sinieke kinyozi. Mimi si understand watu wanafai wanyolewe na pesa. So unapata na invest kwa vitu zenye
uelewe.
Sielewi, nataka tu kuinvest nisikie na wekelea do mahali.
Wow. I wish you all the best and I wish you all the best. Endelea kufanya hivyo na hivyo, kuendelea hivyo na hivyo. Yani onwards, yani it's such a pleasure hosting 3 great young people.
I'll have the usual on the rocks, double.
I'll have whatever he's having.
Real recognize real. No added sugar, no preservatives. 100% real fruit.
Chrissy itadonjo na Royco. Hey, ukisema pilau ama mchuzi rojo rojo, wet and dry fry, hadi nyama choma. Hata ukitaka ugali greens. Hey! Na new chili cube pia itabamba. Zote zitadonjo ukieka Royco. Wewe, onjo uamini, Chrissy itadonjo.
With Glovo, unaweza order anything you want from your city. Fish choma, burgers, groceries, snacks, drinks, kitu yoyote from the pharmacy. Hata uteo. And Glovo brings it to you in minutes. Na ikikufikia, you're left with this face, with this this one. Yeah! With Glovo, unaweza track your order and also contact customer support, which is always available. Download the app, order anything you want, and we'll deliver in minutes.
Is Dove better than ordinary soap? We're going to prove it. Take a barrel of your soap and Dove. Use yours on one side, Dove on the other. The soap part feels rough. The Dove side is softer, smoother, and more radiant. With 1/4 moisturizing cream, Dove deeply nourishes for radiant skin all over. Try Dove and feel the difference.
Ni freedoms kama gani pesa inakuletea?
Freedom kama ya kuamka. Unaona kama leo nimeamka saa ile tuliongea na wewe. Unaona
kwa sababu nilikuamsha leo.
Wewe ndio uliniamsha kwa sababu ya nini? Jana nilikuwa nimechoka. Usiku nilikuwa out tunafanya vitu moja mbili, nilikuwa na kitu tulikuwa tuna launch ya industry. So inanipatianga hiyo time ya I can rest my body. Na nataka kwa sababu sina pressure eti lazima niamke niende nikafanya, kwa sababu income yangu ni passive income. Si lazima mimi nikuwe hapo ndio biashara. Hata sasa nikiwa hapa biashara zangu zinaendelea. So niko na wasee nawaambia hivi na hivi ndio kunaendelea, so wanafanya kazi. Unaona
wazi. Wazi. So Bernard, kitu KRG anasema ni pia ukitaka kujua kiasi ya pesa uko nayo ni vile the level of kupumzika.
Kulala.
Wewe unalalanga kiasi. Wewe unalalanga kiasi gani?
Mimi kama zio njaa ndani ya musha. Ni stress mingi sana. But kuna kitu nimelearn from KRG. Ni mentality fulani. Sana wengi wetu watu wengi wanakuwa maskini juu vile mentality. Sasa hii mtu atakuja hapa sema KRG yako na pesa kama nonsense. Usatusi pesa. Umetusi pesa hata kama ni 1,000 itaita 2,000 kweli. Haiwezi. Mentality pia.
So basi mtu anafaa sema uko na pesa kama nini? Wengine pesa kama takataka.
Kuna wengine takataka na hautaisikia tajiri akisema uko na pesa kama takataka. Wataita pesa vizuri, hapa a lot of dough, a lot of money, a lot of dollars.
Wewe ni pesa ngapi wish unaweza tembea nayo ndio usikie tu poa uko sawa?
Pesa yenye na wish.
Yes.
Kama 500,000.
Oh, 500,000.
Si 500.
Oh, 500.
500,000. Sio hii hapo. Si 100. Pesa mingi, yani natamaningi tu pesa mingi. Unaona vile KRG uzibeba. Hata before atoke utanipatia 100 niguze tu. Hivyo pesa mingi tu feel.
Kwani wewe kwa maisha yako pesa mingi umeishika ile ukashika ukakaribia hata na kukaribia KRG, pesa mingi umeishika ni ngapi?
100,000.
Oh, umewaishika 100,000.
Ni ile wakati wa sasa nimeingia comedy. Yes. Si ile ama ya kibarua. Ya kibarua bado ni mbali sana.
Kibarua bado haijafika.
Haijafika. Ni kitu mingi sana, mara moja ni 20,000. Labda nikiweka.
Na pesa gani wewe ukipatana nayo unaweza faint kwanza before hata ufikirie story nyingine?
Faint. Event ndio waibe bwana.
KRG, kama wewe umekuwa na transition ya kukuwa na do, kukuwa bila do na kukuwa na do. Do you remember a point wenye pesa imei kushtua?
Iko time nilikuwa kuna sikuli kabisa, sikinja. Yani pesa ina kustress, unashindwa utafanya nini. Ukijaribu kulala unaona sasa tena watajua uko na pesa. Yeah. So alafu sasa pia ni kuanza kuhepa wale mabesti. Unaona sasa hiyo transitioning pia ya kuanza kuchorea wale watiaji, kwa sababu sasa unaona hao wanakupeleka opposite direction. Sasa ndo nikapata at least mentor moja akaniambia usitembee tena na hao maskini, watakuambukiza hiyo ugonjwa. Unajua maskini akipata pesa anafikirianga atanunua nini ama atatumia kufanya nini. Afikiri vile hii pesa inaweza attract ingine. Una get? So kama msee alikuwa akipata do anafikiria kwanza nahitaji kwanza ninunue kiatu niringie fulani. So unaona mentality yao ama nataka nende dunda ni pop nionyesha wale wako nyumba, lakini sasa unajua ukipiga hiyo sherehe ukirudi nyumbani mnarudi to the same. Una get? So afikiri kwenda mbele.
Okay.
So mimi transitioning yangu ilikuwa kwanza nilishindwa kwanza kukula, mambo yani ilianza appetite inapotea. Unajua ndio hapo nika discover appetite ni ugonjwa wa maskini. Ukikuwa bila pesa unakula sana, kila saa unataka tu chakula.
Pressure.
Sasa mwili inahitaji mambo mingi. Sasa unaanza kuona mwili ndio inakucontrol au you control anymore.
Ni ukweli?
Biologically. Biologically KRG anasema watu wa kawaida wakipata pesa hata kama ni 1,000 nafikiri kuinvest. Sasa tuseme umelala njaa 1 week. Utainvest ama utakula kwanza?
Basi sasa unajua hiyo ukipata 1,000 huwezi invest, but let's say ukipata 100,000.
100 hapo
sasa unaanza kufikiria vitu za kijinga. Unaona? Okay. That's why ukiendanga kwa nyumba ya maskini unakuta kuna makorokoro mingi. Nyumba imejaa mavitu za kuuzwa so kwa jam. Juu anauzwa na hoka kila saa. Anajaza nyumba. Kwa tajiri unakuta ni kiti moja, TV, carpet na mahali meza tu. Nako sawa.
Ako sawa.
Wewe uko na mavitu hivi, mawaya zimepita hivi kwa nyumba. Unashindwa hizi ni nini? Unajua torch. Nini? Unanunua vitu mingi, unaishi kwa nyumba ya stima na unanunua torch. Unaenda wapi? Simu yako yenyewe iko na torch.
Si torch unanunua ndio at least uone kama kuna light at the end of the tunnel.
Nyumba kuna bulb.
Manze. Na kitu ya ujinga sana umeifanya na pesa ni gani? Kitu yenye hata wewe ulijiita mkutano.
Sasa nunua nini ya ujinga?
Wewe spend wisely.
Mimi spend vizuri juu ukikumbuka vile umekosa pesa. Mazee una spending vizuri sana.
Umeshika adabu bai?
Ni unashika adabu.
KRG, kitu umeifanya ufala sana na pesa mpaka ukajiita mkutano ni nini?
Mimi hufanya vitu nyingi sana ujinga na pesa. Kama kurusha pesa.
Saa nyingine unarushianga tu.
Kama kwa show, unajua saa nyingine unaona mafanzo wachangamuki vile inafaa. Unaanza kuona mtu ameshika kichwa hivi na alikuja event. Sasa unamuuliza si ungekaa tu nyumbani na hiyo do yako. Unakuja kufikiria kwa event. Ukimrushia kama kitu anachangamuka,
ako sawa.
Anaanza sasa kufeel muziki. Saa nyingine unajua tunawaforce wasikize hizi muziki. Labda producer akuunda beat poa.
50-50 ama pesa.
Tao tu.
Sawa. Na wewe ukiwa umesota sana ile yenye uko scared ni how much?
Sasa unajua mimi kama investor, so kuna time cash flow, pesa cash hakuna mingi, but kwa sababu regenerate kwa another investment. So zile we are building something new, you know, mna resources zote mna focus pale. So sometimes sasa unakuta drain accounts zingine hazina pesa, but unajua hapo ni pesa tu imepunguka, but ile ikisimama tu ndio itarudi. So
uko na kitu important sana hapa.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, this is very important.
Yes.
What is more important between assets na cash ya kushika hivi?
Assets. Kwa sababu cash inapata kitu ito inflation. Unaget tukiweka do yako kwa bank say 100 million in Kenya shillings. Sai kama wale wase wali bank 3 months ago. Saizi do imeshuka, saizi kama ilikuwa 100 million, haina value ya 100 million saa iko kama 97 96 ishashukisha.
3 million imeenda.
Imeshapotea. Na si eti wamekuibia juu naweza sema wamekuibia, lakini ukitaka kubai kitu saa hii inflation ime drop hiyo do yako. So ukikuwa umeinvest kwa business, hiyo ni another source of income. Hautakuwa na large sums of money, but do itakuwa inakuja bila wewe kupata stress. So kama ni projection ya pesa ulikuwa unahitaji, kama let's say mimi saizi nikihitaji 2 million, I don't have to go to the bank to withdraw the money. I'll just call a few of my businesses. I tell them set aside 200 per day from this specific business. So nitajua in the next kama 2 days ama 3 days tutakuwa nimeachieve your do.
Si lazima uende utoe.
Si lazima niende nitoe. So rarely mi huenda kwa bank ku withdraw pesa. You get? So okay. Pesa mingi nataka ku reinvest kwa business.
Bernard, ukiwa umesota sana. Okay. Ukiwa umesota sana, unakuanga na how much?
Mimi siwezi danganya, juu hata mbao naonanga ni muhimu. Mimi nikisota sana sina pesa, ni zero tu. Kuna mali inaweza
pita. Ni plain and simple.
Ni plain, hiyo nimesota kabisa.
Na kuna kitu ya backup, like ukiwa zero, uko zero mbele nyuma. Hakuna hata ukifinywa mayai na plus, hakuna mali utatoa kitu.
Hiyo ni kama niko kabisa.
Okay.
Baka loan sasa wanipati not eligible.
Azin umesota mpaka ile ya kupewa hauna.
Hakuna. Zero. Kuna watu wanasota hivyo wengi sana. Zero.
And how do you break from a cycle like that? Because it's something very many people are going through, hata wase wako na cash flow ya mshahara.
To break that cycle, kwanza ni mentality yako. Kwa sababu kitu ile iko hii dunia saa hii ni peer pressure. Do you know that wewe ukikuwa unajua wewe ni fundi na unalipangwa 400 per day, ndio ukuwe na 1000, kumaanisha unahitaji kureduce kwanza expenses zako, si ndio? Kama ulikuwa unatumiaga so 3, reduce ikuje kama so. Sawa? So that you can save this money ifike hii 1000. Si ndio? So mentality hapo ni culture ya minimize expenses, maximize kusave. Umeget? So nakutaga mtu amelipwa so 3 kwa siku, kwanza before afike mtaa ashakunywa 200. Huyo mtu hata wai change life yake juu by the time anafika nyumbani ashakunywa so 2, na hii so 2 nyingine hata na amepokonywa labda na watu wengine huko, hata anaweza pigwa ngeta on the process, kwa sababu sasa ashalewa, hata hawezi jidefend vizuri.
Kesho anaanza tena
zero. So kwa hivyo yeye itakuwa tu ni cycle ya the same position. Una get? So alafu pia group ya wale watu natembea nao, ukitembea na mtu ukitembea na wase wanne wame make it in life na wewe uko poor hapo, unajua utakuwa unataka kujua ni nini hao watu hufanya extra kutoka kwa hii mambo yenye wewe unafanyanga, ni nini nyingine wanafanyanga wakakuwa kwa hiyo. So out of that unajipata tu automatically tu umeingia kwa hiyo league. Umeget? So hapo ndo unajikutanga the friends you work with ndio wana matter sana kwa success yako.
general respiratory medicine covers, for example, asthma, obstructive airway disease like COPD, lung infections, pretty much everything chest. Interventional pulmonology is now a subspecialized area within that field.
So how different is it from what used to be done a few decades ago?
In terms of diagnostic ability, what we do is very good.
Okay.
In terms of therapeutic ability, what we do a lot of the time is minimally invasive.
Okay.
And patients can go home the same day or even the next day. So during the procedure, I start with an airway inspection. First, we just inspect the anatomy of the airway. The procedure is done using a rigid bronchoscope. So the rigid one allows you to ventilate the patient better. And then if there's bleeding, I can sort that out.
Where did you come from?
Hamlet. So this is where the magic happens. This is for you kids.
Taste the magic with our festive cakes from DPL Festive Bakery. Delight with every bite.
Halo! Siku zote mazuri hayana haraka, na kama mjuavyo, umbea hauna uvivu.
This is NTV.
A very good evening to you and welcome to TTTT. My name is Amina Abdi Rabah. I have my amazing panelists with me. But before you meet them, let's take a look at some of the stories that have been trending all week long. All right, so now starting off with this daily social media use. I am shocked that Kenya, okay, I'm not shocked at all, that Kenya has been ranked #1 worldwide for spending more time on social media. Na mimi nashanga, ni nini mna watch? Please tell me. I want to know.
You were a good man. Even Divagam, quite smart. He had a breath of fresh air around him. People liked him, even women liked him, and he loved them back. He was good.
Even the women liked him, and the men liked him. Sounds like Quatch. But anyway, Ugandan MP tickles mourners after saying that women liked her late husband and he wasn't afraid to return the love back. So do we have such women in the 254 nowadays? No? Yes? Let's find out after this bumper. Equatorial Guinea has been put on the map worldwide because of one man, Ebang Egonga. What has the panel got to say about this guy? See you on the other side. I have missed you guys. I hope you've been okay. A lot has been happening. Hi, Cindy.
I love the outfit.
Sweet baby. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
You know you're the most important person on this panel.
Oh.
I mean...
Cindy, I hope you believe her, because we need at least one person to believe her.
I feel like I say that every week.
But thank you.
No, but truly you are, Cindy. Happy birthday. What are you most grateful for?
Oh, everything. Life, family, health, things that you don't take for granted the older you grow. Friendships, networks, still being on this show 8 years later.
It's been 8 years.
It's been 8 years.
Cindy, what do you mean? I watched you here 15 years ago. What are you saying?
I'm the fossil of the show. I'm the one guys ask for reference. So, back in 2001, what did you guys used to do? No, it's been
so ile siku Kibaki when it was happening in 2002. Mulisema nini on the show?
It's been 8 fantastic years on the show.
Yeah.
I'm really blessed to turn 42. I'm not ashamed to say my age because aging is a blessing.
It is.
There are so many people who don't get to live to this age, so I am so blessed. So that's the biggest takeout for me, Amina.
I am so glad. I'm truly blessed to have someone like you on the show tonight.
Thank you.
And you've been on the show for such a long time. You've been an amazing support for me specifically. So I am so grateful to have you on the show, Cindy. Truly, I don't want to cry. I'm such a crier. I don't want to cry. Let me just start the first story. I just love Cindy so much. She's such a sweetheart to
Thank
me.
you so
Oh my
much.
God.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I can napenda kulia. Anyway. So, Kwach, uko hapa nimekuona, but it is what it is.
The problem with you, Amina, is now you're making us look bad. Now tunakaa ni kama sisi ya celebrate birthday ya Cindy.
Mbona atuli?
Mbona we are not crying?
Hata mulijua niko na birthday.
No, we did, but
I get it. No, au kujua, stop lying.
Mimi nilijua. The triple threat of the day, I know. Everything she's celebrating today, I know.
And also, Cindy, because it's your birthday, just choose a destination. And,
it's a let me.
The panelists we won.
How wasikudanganye by the Cindy. Don't even. But anyway,
kama fair ndio watoi. Destination unaenda na nini?
Destination inaweza kuwa Dandora, Lang'ata.
You know, and I always find a problem with people who say, choose anything of your liking. And then you choose an LC 300, the Land Cruiser. Then they're like, no, I didn't mean anything like that.
Yes, I meant anything within this budget.
Reasonable. Unanijua.
Achaneni na Kwach, by the way. Let's just move on to the first story, okay? Happy birthday, Cindy.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So now netizens here in the 254 have accused President Ruto of using AI to generate his congratulatory message to Donald Trump after he won the US presidential election. Hapa si wa Kenya tumemwa, like, you know what, kama wewe unakuwa petty, we are going to be petty, yeah. So let's just bring on the screen the message that our president issued to the presidential elect. Anyway, so that's the message. So do you feel like it was chat GPT generated?
Of course.
Kwach, Cindy unachoma ni birthday yako lenga. Kwach,
where is the problem? Even if it was, where is the problem? I think this is a thing another MP was talking about in Parliament when he was saying children should now be allowed to use phones in the exam rooms because times are changing. If we are having this thing at our dispensation, even if the speech was AI generated, I know people are trying to say, where is the personal touch to your letter? The AI cannot, generate. But these are things that are not close to your heart. If we Kenyans are not close to his heart, why are we saying Americans would be close to his heart? Let him use ChatGPT to generate speech.
Yeah, I think for the first time I agree with Kwach that, the world is moving. Tulimove kutoka kwa gari za manual tukaingia automatic just to make work easy. The president is a busy man. Please, wacha tu atumie AI, ChatGPT,
Chat
GPT. Yeah, I'm trying to shorten it.
No, T stands for tall. T stands for tall, and that's something he might not relate.
So anyway, let him just use any means that are he's a busy man. He's a busy man. So wacha tumie nini chat.
I have a different opinion.
Yes, Cindy, carry on.
If somebody is hired to write the president's speech, then why is he hired if AI can do it? There's a whole docket of communications in the office of the president. What are they doing if all they do is ask a computer to generate a speech? Now, Barack Obama did his not really congratulatory, but he gave a written speech after Donald Trump was elected. And of course, Kenyans being Kenyans, they went and checked no AI generated. It came from the heart. I just feel as a leader, the least you could do is speak from the heart. If you cannot, you know, type up the words, use a recorder or something, put a voice message,
but Cindy,
put a tweet, but
you see, Cindy,
ChatGPT.
no, if we're being honest, ChatGPT came along so that it can make our works and our lives easier.
Exactly. But not
so
to
that we
replace.
can, no, babe. No, it doesn't
Not
have
to
no.
replace.
It actually has nothing to do with that. It's just so that we can have a much easier way of expressing ourselves. There are people who Google on ChatGPT, how do I break up with my boyfriend without sounding disrespectful? How can I tell my boss that I don't agree with them, sounding, you know, very respectful? I'm telling you, like, it's a whole world of
It's
but
true,
in its
but there
own.
are consequences.
So they're not trying to be disrespectful or offensive when they're trying to respond to you. It's just that they don't know how to speak to you in a language that you would understand without sounding offensive. So ChatGPT has just made that easier. Can we just be honest?
But this is the whole conversation about. You remember there was a time one of our leading telecommunication companies went to AI to try and generate their billboards.
Yeah.
And there was a whole uproar about it on Twitter on why they're not using local artists and what yada yada yada. And now we are back to this conversation again. And I feel like this is the kind of conversation we had when taxis were moving to online apps.
Yeah.
Like, it is time. It will, once it gets to us, it will get to that point where we will have to start using them. But I also get what Cindy is saying, that messages like this, especially if you hire a team.
Yes.
You
What are they
should
doing?
have a way. That should be your ChatGPT.
Yes.
It should not be you going to. Otherwise, why are you paying them? Because we are the ones who are paying them. We should let them go if we are using ChatGPT, so that the president just dictates what he wants to say. Leo ni Labor Day, nataka kuambia watu nimeongeza 2% na mafuta imeshuka na 0.008 cents.
No, but Kwach, those speeches are not supposed to be like man-made. You know, we're not in the US where Donald Trump will tell us what we think we need to hear versus what we would like to hear, because it's based on policies and strategies on how you want to run the country. You know, be honest. Like,
you mean they run on policies?
Yes, no.
America, they run on
they
policies.
don't. That's what I said. I said,
oh, and you said we
do
are
not
different.
act like you're Donald Trump and you're just telling us what we want to hear and what we need to hear based on policy. That's what I said.
Are you saying we are different?
We have somehow, somewhat, you know what, let me be honest. Okay, let me be honest. After our demonstrations and we invaded Parliament, I thought we were all on the same page, and then I found out that the community on Facebook is a whole other
community than the one on TikTok. Right.
That's what
like, we are not one.
No,
we're not one.
not.
We're not together. And we have to be honest that we have a disproportionate majority of the population who are the voting majority, right? Because we have a lot of people, Gen Z, millennials, we don't post. We don't vote. We don't go out to the streets and actually vote. We don't we don't participate in the polls where once we say that Ruto must go, are you really backing it up with your...
It's the beauty of democracy.
Thank you, Kwach.
It's the beauty of democracy.
Do they go though? Do you feel like a majority of millennials and Gen Z will go and demonstrate? Okay, so then now when we're going to the streets and we're crying and we're sad and we're upset, and we know that Facebook is Facebook is the selling platform. Selling is the marketing platform, and we have people between the ages of
40 and 65.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you. Kina nyinyi.
We should respect our elders.
Tunatawala, by the way. Screenshots za Instagram and TikTok. Hapo ndio tunasengenyana.
Hapo ndio mnatuma links zenyu za ati nani za devil worshipper.
By the way,
let me tell you. If you have not been told that you're a devil worshipper, or if
you guys are in our church, how did you know? How did you know?
That is how you know you're doing well in life.
Na Illuminati.
Yeah, Illuminati, if
Yeah.
you don't have a sponsor for women, and if you are not, what else? It's Illuminati and women.
No, it's mostly Illuminati, like
Illuminati, and if
And
you're a
devil
female,
worship.
you have
And
someone in
and
wash.
Spiritual
wash.
altars.
Yeah, it's
Kama
those
mimi
two.
they keep telling me I'm in wash.
Nyata no
I'm in
anasema.
Illuminati. I'm like, no guys, I'm working hard.
Nyata no
You know,
one
absolutely
ever
no.
said that. Why are you lying? Kwachu has never told you that Nyata is in wash.
Guys, you know.
No
Labda
one has
akifua
ever
nguo
said.
zake, like, there's no reason whatsoever why anyone would think
Nyata
hakuna mtu ako kwa wash anavaa kitenge. There's no
Wash ni ya wale, kitenge ni ya wale watu middle class. Inawasumbua pesa ndogo mingi na kusumbua.
kitenge ni ya wale wa kutuweka kwa WhatsApp.
Na ndo mimi nimevaa kitenge leo.
Anyway, listen. But to be very honest, Nyata has more money than us. In this
Yeah, we all
studio,
know that.
like he would pay our salaries 5 times.
I hope someone out there believes you,
Anyway,
Amina,
but
because
no, but you Kwach unajua nini? Kwach you're a hater. Kwach, it is high time we told you you're a hater.
You know, the number of times I've
The
come
number,
through for
exactly.
Kwach.
Tell him he's a
Kwach
liar.
amekwama
A
ananiambia,
liar.
do you have
Say.
20,000 urgently? Are you very happy?
Do you?
Yeah, lose
Do you?
money na
Do
namtumia.
you? Eh.
Na hii ndio ananisaliti.
Ndo huyu hapa. Ndo huyu
You remember
hapa.
me.
Yeah, you feel like Riggy G right now on the show, yeah? Don't feel like Riggy G. We care about you. We care about you. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll come back with the traitor that is Kwach. and Cindy the sweetheart because it's her birthday. We have Nyata and myself, Amina. The hashtag is TTTT. We're taking a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Hammer down prices this Black November. Nakafu 9 of daily crazy offers. Massive deals, bigger discount, lower prices, unbelievable prices. Shop and save more than ever. Nakafu.
Sikia, ni juicy. Flavor zote tamu tena fruity. Are you bored? Kuna vitu Aya, kituka na shika. Yummy na flow kama maji. Tena fruity. Are you bored? Kuna vitu moja juni tamu kama sali. Ni juicy. Flavor zote tamu tena fruity. Are you bored? Kuna vitu zinakuudhi. Sijali my bro, hebu kama taka juicy juu ni juicy. Flavor zote tamu tena fruity. Are you bored? Kuna vitu zinakuudhi. Sijali my bro, hebu kama taka juicy juu ni
Quality education is a fundamental element when it comes to your child's future, and private schools are stepping up, making a significant impact in delivering excellence. Are you a parent or guardian looking for the best school for your child, whether in the international or Kenyan curriculum? Join us on November 29th and 30th at Sarit Expo Center for the 3rd edition of the Private Schools Expo and Conference. Be part of this exciting 2-day exhibition and explore a wide range of options for your child's education from kindergarten to primary and secondary levels. The 3rd edition of the Private Schools Expo and Conference is packed with opportunities to engage, network, and discover the latest developments in Kenya's private school education sector under the theme Nurturing Learners for a Sustainable Tomorrow. For more information or to exhibit, call 0719 300 469 or email dimbuthia@ke.nationmedia.com.
And welcome back. Now, let's talk about the most popular country in Africa. Can we say it in unison? No. let's not do that. Can we all say it in unison? 1, 2, 3. Equatorial Guinea.
Kisii.
Oh God, I got it wrong.
No.
I am going with
Cindy,
You are.
Cindy,
Oh
I
my
t-
God.
when I tell you,
Wait,
I mean,
Cindy,
when I
what did
tell
you
you
guess?
Cindy belongs to Facebook.
Wait, Cindy, what did you guess? Which
I said
country?
Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso, Quach.
Of course, me, I know it's Equatorial Guinea.
Okay, Tata.
Nyamira.
What? Of course it's Kisii. Kisii, Nyamira.
No,
Kisii is not a nation.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Eh?
It just became.
By the way, Kisii is a nation.
Did you
because
say Kisii is an exclamation mark? What did you say?
No, I said Kisii is a nation
Oh, a nation.
on its
Sorry.
own. Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean,
apologize.
you are right. It is an exclamation mark.
It's shock. Anyway, so please let's talk about Equatorial Guinea. Okay, because this is a country I didn't even know, like I knew it from history, but I didn't even know what they export, import, what they're known for. Like I knew nothing about this country up until this week. Now, Equatorial Guinea has had their government issue orders on a crackdown on copulation in government offices after 400 leaked private videos appeared to show finance ministry official having a good time with different women in different places, including his office, some of them wives and relatives of senior government officials. Vice President Nguema Obiang Mangue ordered new measures to prevent judiciary and ministry officials from engaging in illicit acts at work. A government official stated as well that this is not something that should ever be practiced ever in office. Now, this included installing security cameras are big, in all offices, as well as stepping up security. Quach, I feel like you're the one who this would ever happen to. If we're being honest.
Like he can relate.
Sorry, I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find the frequency. Unaniongelesha wapi?
Quach, this would never happen to anyone else in this nation. FM offices, NTV, NMG, NTV. It would never happen.
I keep wondering, why did they call it
400. Ulifanya kazi siku gani? Were you at work? Were you overworking?
No,
Those
but
are
what do you
too
mean?
people.
This man was at work every day of the 400 days. What do you
Because
mean?
he was working with the 400 women to deliver.
Yeah, this is, and I think now it's been made very clear. It's been made very clear that the problem has never been the men. The problem has never been the men. In this series, we have seen that only one man cheated.
I like that you called it a series because it's season 1 until season 2.
Yes. Yeah, by the way, 375 kama kuna mtu akona yenye iko na audio anitumie. But
kufikia hapo audio imepotea.
I think audio haichezi ya 375.
Yeah.
But now in these videos only one man cheated. But 400 women participated. Who is the problem?
Most of them married wives. By
Who is the problem?
It's the man.
Why is the man the problem?
He's influencing.
What do you mean? Who are they to be influenced like that?
No.
Because in a lot of the videos that allegedly other people told me, what they said they saw in the video.
Yeah.
So I'm just going by what they said. It just looked like in some of them they were being forced, they were being coerced without
there is not a single. If you have not watched, then we are telling you.
You need to watch the series.
This is the expert witness.
Yes.
I haven't.
Yeah,
I haven't
because
watched it, so I can't tell.
I analyzed the videos. I watched them.
Did you analyze?
Yeah,
Nyata?
yes, I did. And the first thing I saw, there was some, I saw like it's a Kisii man, that's for sure. And we tried to trace his roots. He has roots from somewhere in Kisii, but obviously, as Quach is saying, these women took advantage of a weak man.
Stop!
Kisii man.
I agree with you.
Because he was in the finance ministry.
They
Yes.
took advantage of him?
Yes, they did. That man was hard working.
That man was busy playing with he's
playing with things he's not supposed to be playing with outside of his marriage.
Exactly. He has 6 children with a beautiful, gorgeous wife.
Yeah.
He had no business touching his what is that? What is in the scientific term?
The knobs for the frequency.
He had no reason to be looking for frequencies around the continent to see what station is going to shika. You know what I mean?
But you see,
every video anatafuta frequency. According to research.
Yeah.
According to research.
So actually, Amina, what he was doing is just to make sure that because he has been coerced,
Yes.
he has been taken advantage.
He's calming himself down.
Yeah, that thing he's doing is trying to understand, am I okay? Is it me the problem? No, I'm not the problem.
You're the problem. Coach,
So
that's
he
how you calm
continues.
yourself down? Is that
Yeah.
what you do?
Oh,
Is that how you...
managing the situation.
Everyone has a way of keeping things under control.
Do we?
So that's for him. That is what was working.
Yeah.
But also the other thing is now the government does not know how do we handle this thing. You know there are things that you know are wrong, but you do not know what do we attach it to. Like now they arrested him, they kafungwa kama a terrorist.
What is the charge?
He's chained everywhere. And I'm like, why are they chaining him like this?
What do you mean? Why?
Why are they chaining him like that? He's not a
country's
terrorist.
reputation.
He's not a terrorist. You know, first of all, what people
Actually,
do
he's raising
not,
the
do not
country's
understand, Cindy, and this is what people missed. Egonga is not the man who released the videos.
You know, Coach,
He just recorded the videos, kept them in his vault, somewhere in the house. Okay, wake up safely.
To encourage tourists.
You know, sometimes we all do appraisals and we like to review performance.
Okay, PDD, we are hearing you.
Yeah.
I'm
The
just trying to
PDD of
understand.
Africa.
Did you
the
have
thing.
to record every single one of the 400 escapades? You know what I mean? Like, you have 6 children, Kwat.
Yeah.
Relax. It's okay. And then your name being Ebang Egonga doesn't even help anything. If you were brought up in the 254, Ebang Egonga. The jokes write themselves.
Yeah, that's how I know he's a Kisii man, because
Yeah, he's a
Kisii
Kisii
just add A and then they make
Egonga.
it. Like Luo say
Egonga.
Chiro for market, and then Kisii says Chiro.
Yeah.
Like
Egonga.
they just add things randomly.
So here's my wacha nikwambia ile mshene sisi watu wa Facebook. Tunaongea maneno ya spiritual altars and all that stuff. I honestly think there's something psychotic about this guy. It's not normal. I know guys are putting him as a poster child of men's conference, but even you guys know there's absolutely no way you can sleep with 400 different women. Including your wife, and you know, at the back of our head, it's 400 videos that have been seen. Maybe there are others they did not record. Ama kuna hard disk haijapatikana. Ama kuna hard disk ili crash.
No,
so there are 400 that we know.
Eat a storage.
And you're talking about Egonga. But also,
Yes.
So you see, I honestly think in my head I was like, what is going on in this guy that I'm sure we've seen on social media, there's this famous picture that's been posted and Mark's made. He slept with almost half of the women on that line. It's not normal. Remove him from office, prosecute him,
Cindy,
although there's nothing wrong he's
Cindy,
done. Unless a woman comes up and bring charges. But if it's willing buyer, willing seller, fire him and take him to see a psychologist.
Cindy, were you shocked that most of the women were married women?
No.
Oh, no?
Really?
Why? I was shocked that most women were married.
I think it's easier for them
I
to be
could
married.
say why, but it's my birthday and my anniversary, so I'm trying to maintain this thing.
Yeah, but also on the flip side, really, since he's a family man, I think that's where alikosea kidogo, because now you want to think about your kids. Yeah, kidogo tu, aliteleza kidogo. You know, married men, ni kuteleza tu kidogo. And also that, as I said, that he has children now, you know, you can't imagine the kind of torture probably the wife and the kids are going through. Being the world of social media, there's no way the wife has not seen those tapes, nor the kids. I don't know how old the kids are, but probably he should have thought about the family first, so that hizo hard disk zake azieke more, you know, those are things you put in a safe. You know, ukiweka kwa pesa, title deed unaweka na nini hapo.
Coach, we have to take a quick break, but if I can respond to Nyata,
yes.
They're all under 10 and he has a total of 6 children with his wife, a very beautiful, absolutely gorgeous woman.
Beautiful, yeah.
With her, he has 6 children. and they all look very, very nice. Some of them, you know, according to what we see online, they have been participating very well in school. They have been winning in sports, and they've just been doing very, very well.
Yeah.
So you cannot try to make it look like there's an excuse that we can give.
Yeah, and
Unajua
also-
wakisimu, unapenda kucheza hizi
This is
games.
how you know that when we
Hakuna
tell you
games.
it is us,
Yeah.
we mean it is us. Hakunanga, you do not need to have done something for me to go out there.
Yeah, and also you can't doubt really that the 6 kids are his.
Nyata, let's just take a break. I feel like, you know, like, I don't know if this show has, can we be violent? I don't know. Is that,
No. We have a safeguarding policy.
Let's just take a break. Thank you so much. We're taking a quick break. When we get back, maybe Nyata will be here, maybe he might not. The hashtag is TTTT at The Trend Live is our handle. My name is Amina Abdurrahman. Thank you so much. Let's take a quick break. Nyata, unaona?
I'll have the usual on the rocks, double.
I'll have whatever he's having.
Real recognize real. No added sugar, no preservatives. 100% real fruit.
Hammer down prices this Black November. Nakafu! Day 9 of daily crazy offers. Massive deals, bigger discount, lower prices, unbelievable prices. Shop and save more than ever. Nakafu!
With Glovo, unaweza order anything you want from your city. Fish choma, burgers, groceries, snacks, drinks, kitu yoyote from the pharmacy. Hata uteo. And Glovo brings it to you in minutes. Na ikikufikia, you're left with this face, with this this one. Yeah! With Glovo, unaweza track your order and also contact customer support, which is always available. Download the app, order anything you want, and we'll deliver in minutes.
Chrissy itadonjo na Voiko. Hey, ukisema pilau ama mchuzi rojo rojo, wet and dry fry, hadi nyama choma. Hata ukitaka ugali greens. Hey! Na new chili cube pia itabamba. Zote zitadonjo ukieka Royco. Wewe, onjo uamini, Chrissy itadonjo.
This is NTV.
Tonight, a scam flashing authentic KCSE examination papers. Was the examination leaked and sold on Telegram? And by whom? NTV went undercover for you. Also tonight,
the shift of the NHIF to SHIF, we don't seem to have had that thought of the sick. People who die because they can't get services.
We are moving from okay to worse. Revert to NHIF until the shift is ready.
even the church cannot take it anymore. Church leaders call for suspension of SHIF as patient suffering becomes unbearable. Plus,
We are on this strike till the government does its part.
hide and seek between WASU and government as students watch helplessly. Lecturers vow to stay put as more university staff threaten to join the strike. Plus, Raila Odinga woos AU. Kenya's candidate for the AU Commission chairmanship launches bid in Addis Ababa. We tell you his strategy.
Is Dove better than ordinary soap? We're going to prove it. Take a bar of your soup and Dove. Use yours on one side, Dove on the other. The soap part feels rough. The Dove side is softer, smoother, and more radiant. With 1/4 moisturizing cream, Dove deeply nourishes for radiant skin all over. Try Dove and feel the difference.
This is the comfort of a mom's hug. Nahi ni Molfix Spans comfort that feels just like a mom's hug. Babies play around and then, oops, Molfix ina absorb like whoop. Imagine, haiwezi lick in 50 different movements. Makofi to both babies and Molfix. Renewed Molfix, ultimate quality.
Molfix is renewed. Improved Molfix quality, now in blue package.
Generation 3 is all about learning while having fun.
He was astonished. Show me your moves.
Let's learn to make cool and simple recipes. Get creative with awesome arts. Bust a move with some fresh dance steps. Twist your tongue with the craziest tongue twisters.
Feels fun. What's for the fun? Friends, watch for fun.
Jog your minds with awesome riddles and dance some more. It's all happening right here on Generation 3. Coming soon with fresh new episodes only on NTV.
Okay, so I understand apparently we have a song. Eba ngegonga, eba ngegonga, eba ngegonga, eba ngegonga, eba ba 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 ba. Okay, but Cindy, who are these people who are claiming that Ebang Egonga?
That would be a hit song.
How is that his name
like,
though? Like, I feel like these jokes are just written for the Kenyan online community. And you know that KOT come up with jokes regardless of what your name is.
Yes.
And then your name happens to be Ebang Egonga. And you record videos with more than 400 women.
Anyone who is also religious knows who Balthazar was. So it's just, you know.
Okay, well, let me ask you guys a question, yeah? Biblically, who's Balthazar? Like, I know that's a biblical name. What did Balthazar do?
I try kuchokoza watu wa Facebook.
Kwa nini suniambia? No, I'm asking, like, alifanya?
Usishike.
Biblia inakuanga mlima pale Facebook. Biblia is the mlima of Facebook. Yeah. If you touch it, they will start, oh, this show.
Okay, so Cindy, who do you think on our show is the most Balthazar Ebang Egonga person ever?
Where is my screen?
You have known the show from James Match to Larry Madogo to myself. That's a whole lot of.
Everyone is on your this side, Cindy.
So who's on your radar as Balthazar Ebang Egonga?
This
Who's the person?
It doesn't help that it comes from Luan.
Who is it? Tell us. Who is it?
You're in our radar.
Okay, so Kwaj, Abeg, do you feel like Balthazar?
Me, I'm like, what are you guys celebrating about 400? Like, that bar is too low. That bar is too low. It's just that wengine hawana cameras.
Yeah. What has it the 1,000 mark, yeah?
Hey, bro, is there something you want to tell people?
Anyway, let's just move on. Is there anyone who wants to speak about El Balthazar?
No. The other thing, the final thing I wanted to say, I think it would
of course, as yourself.
Yeah. As myself, I would also say that this happens. Let's not think that this is also just an Equatorial Guinea story.
It is, truly. Quad.
I am telling you.
400 women, bro.
This happens in our offices. It might not be 400. It might not be recorded. But I am telling you.
It's happening.
Hapa.
It might not be, and when he says Hapa, he does not mean this building.
No.
He's
Let it go on the record.
But Kwach also has a point. Us as Kenyans, Kenyan men and women, let me put equal measure.
Yes.
We are very stealth. So somebody is doing a bang, a gongaing, they're not recording.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, and there's a comment that someone has said on Twitter, when they said 400 is possible, it depends over what period of time. You know, as we are working with 365 days a year.
Yes.
But if this is over 10 years, you know, it's 40 women a year. There are people who do that.
If you watch the documentation, the hairstyle does not change too much. It means it's over a short period of time.
It's 1 month.
Clean. So you can't even tell if he's growing old. Then he has those baby faces. Those guys were young forever. So it could be over a period of 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, 1 year.
But you know, Cindy, like, let's think about it, like the president's daughter, the attorney general's daughter.
His brother's wife.
His brother, his uncles, they couldn't even say his auntie's, like his pregnant aunt.
Yes.
They were like his uncle's pregnant wife.
Imagine.
They couldn't even define it as his pregnant aunt.
Yes.
He was his youngest brother's
And that's the
wife.
weakness we were
And no, why are you not shocked? I want Nyata, you and Kwach. I just want to know how come it shocked me and Cindy and it didn't shock the two of you? Like, that's where we're at right now on the show.
Service to humanity is not something that should be much of a shock.
This is not service.
In fact, men are not taking it as an ethical challenge. They're taking it as a standard set.
Standard set. But also, I like the fact that now, you know, as Kwach is saying, these are things that could truly be happening in our offices. And Kenyan married men are you know, are a bit shaky because maybe this is happening. So let's recommend installation of CCTVs in offices. Na mabibi wapewe nini password.
Umesema nani kamza nyumbani
ziende kwa ofisi. And if you know, it's in an office where people are married, the spouses or you know, the better halves wapewe hizo passwords so that they can watch their husbands and wives
you
at
can't
work.
control that because we are told that hotels are full during lunch hours. So
for reasons.
See office peke.
Yeah.
And also maybe as a man, I'd rather be ebang egonga than the uncle.
I just wish that no man would be a bang or a gonga. I wish no man would be banganging or a bonganging. You know, Kwach, you and Nyata shock us every day on this show. And I just want people to know that this does not in any way reflect the views and opinions of NTV or NMG in any way, shape or form. Like, atuwajuya watu. In fact, wanakujanga tu every Friday. Na kama hatuna watu wa kufanya show, Kwach na Nyata, we just add them on because we're like, we can't have the show only me and Cindy, right? But I just need people to know, see it, they're not our final choices. Like, we discuss, me, Ndenga, my producer, my director, Diana, we sit down and we're like, do we add unaona tuongeze Kwach? Yeah. It's a long conversation.
The fact that you keep agreeing that you should add him.
We don't. It's available. You're too available. It pisses me. Anyway, no, but I'm just so surprised. Those are too many married women and too many. Oh, there were no men.
Yeah.
That we know of.
That's why I said
that we know of.
Just one married man versus 400 married women.
Yes.
The problem is not the men.
It's over saying there are 400 married women. We don't know. Yeah. But even in this whole P. Diddy case, things are coming up. That it's not only...
This is a true African man. It's a true African man.
There are some things, if you do in frequency, there are no boundaries. There's no black and white.
That told me this man is a true African man.
Let's just go to
Akiweka the Dan Kimathi.
And the performance.
Umesema vita ni vita.
Vita ni
so that in case he dies, at least
he fought a good fight.
This is so embarrassing. I want to die. I hope you guys are going to insult us the same. Like, Kwach Ndolenzeyo joke, mimi nilicheka. Let's just go on to other stories because there's a lot to talk about, right? So now Kenya, because we win in a lot of other things other than having a bang, a gonga, as someone who we can fully relate to. Well, anyway, now Kenya ranks first in the world for the amount of time its people spend on social media. This finding comes from the digital report research conducted by Visual Capitalist, a site that focuses on this type of analysis that says that sisi kama wa Kenya, in fact, ikikuja social media, sisi number 1, Twitter number 1, Facebook number 1. All of these dating sites, sisi tuko number 1 by the Nyata.
Yeah.
And you know what's the shocking thing is that this data, you and I didn't have to conduct it from this platform. I knew that you command a lot of attention, especially on TikTok, and you comment all the time on social media.
Yeah.
Nini shida yako?
So I
shida
think,
yako kwa nini haswa?
That's my medium of trade, number 1. That's where my office is, social media. But also, I mean, I agree that, Kenyans could be the ones spending a lot of time on social media. I traveled, recently I was in Australia.
Let me tell you, this story had absolutely nothing to do with traveling outside the country. Absolutely nothing with being abroad. I asked, may I ask again? Quite. Okay, and Nyata, I just wanted to ask, does this research conducted by Visual Capitalist affect us at all? And is it true that we are constantly online? He was just like, as recently as I went to Australia. Where was my question? Supposed to direct him to answer me and tell me that he traveled. Where was the context?
Let's hear. So as a person who has traveled to Australia recently, people are busy. They don't have time to use their phones. Come back to Kenya. People have no jobs. The only place they're going to spend their time on is social media to look for jobs. They are going to what is trending, what is happening. And, you're not going to blame us Kenyans. Some of us now, because of being jobless, with the joblessness, now we've been turned to content creators. So everybody wants to know, what can I do so that it can trend? Na mimi nipate pesa. We all see how people have been trending. You do something small, umetrend. Oh, sijui alitisha mpoka. Even our dads, even our fathers. Actually, Amina, you'd be shocked. If you go to TikTok, masaa kama haya, 10 p.m. wakati watu wamelala, when some of us are active, our dads, our mothers, our grandmothers are on social media. They're on TikTok. I saw another grandma sleeping on TikTok. Analala kabisa, tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, tap, tap. I mean, it's something to be worried about. Again, I traveled to Australia, and that's where I got
why is the connection a big? Anyway, so Kwach, after you went to the US, and then what happened?
I think the thing about us being on social media could be accessibility, could be us and mobile phones, could be us, and there are so many factors. I'm yet to know why Starlink chose us as an entry here.
Exactly.
So it might have something to do with a survey on us being maybe tech savvy or being really, like more than 80% of Kenyans are now have access to phones with internet.
Right.
So that says something about us. So maybe this is why we are on the internet a lot, and maybe this is why we are winning all TWIFs, all Twitter wars. We are winning them, and that's why people are all around the world are saying, don't mess with a Kenyan. Even those who do not have anything to do with Africa, they still keep saying, oh, in which country in Africa would Wakenya wamejaa huko hivi? So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's also a feeling that, you go to any random post on the internet.
There has to be a Kenyan.
Any random post on the internet. Utaona mtu amecomment, najua nyinyi watu wa nini tuko. Wakenya tuko hapa.
That's so true. I think there has been a study that has shown excess use of social media is linked to mental illness. So I think as Kenyans, we don't have an outlet. We are very stressed. I mean, anybody who's employed, you saw your October payslip and the huge deduction you got from SHA, and there's NSSF Tier 1 coming in January, and so many other things. And like Nyata said, we have the largest population in East and Central Africa of young people, and unfortunately, they're unemployed. So they go on social media for some sort of relief, reprieve. Because you know, when you're dead scrolling, you're not thinking. Your mind is just full of dopamine because of all the videos and reels that you're watching, that you forget your troubles. So it's actually a worrying trend, and it may reflect the mood and the mental state of our nation. People are stressed.
Compare na India, Cindy, we are on social media more than India.
Yeah, because India has factories. People work. You know, here, guys leave school, guys leave college. Doctors don't have work. Teachers don't have work.
Cindy, I'm so sorry. We literally have absolutely no time and we have to run out the show. So this is to you.
Oh my God!
Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you!
Happy birthday, dear Cindy! Happy.
San Francisco. The best players in the world.
It's the most beautiful thing you could ever witness.
Welcome to the official start of All-Star Weekend, an NBA All-Star Celebrity Game. Let's go, baby! Stars of the future here on display. The lights are on, the stars are here.
Kote nchini mbele tuendelee, mbele Kenya twende mbele,
Kenya twende mbele. NCBA, go for it.
For newer vehicles that are run on diesel, apart from the diesel tank, they have an AdBlue tank. So instead of the exhaust gases going direct to the environment, they are mixed with AdBlue in a unit called a selective catalytic reduction unit. AdBlue reacts with the exhaust gases to reduce the nitrogen oxides to nitrogen and water.
If you're a transporter with one or two trucks, you have to rely on freight brokers and freight forwarders to get your cargo. But then now, how do you find these guys? And then that's when you see, like in Kenya, in Africa in general, a typical broker or transporter will have like 5 to 7 WhatsApp groups, which is chaos, because you might find some of these groups have like 200 members, 700 members, you know. So it's not the most convenient way to match.
Where did you come from?
Hamlet. So this is where the magic happens. This is for you kids.
Taste the magic with our festive cakes from DPL Festive Bakery. Delight with every bite.
General respiratory medicine covers, for example, asthma, obstructive airway disease like COPD, lung infections, pretty much everything chest. Interventional pulmonology is now a subspecialized area within that field.
So how different is it from what used to be done a few decades ago?
In terms of diagnostic ability, what we do is very good.
Okay.
In terms of therapeutic ability, what we do a lot of the time is minimally invasive.
Okay.
And patients can go home the same day or even the next day. So during the procedure, I start with an airway inspection. First, we just inspect the anatomy of the airway. The procedure is done using a rigid bronchoscope. So the rigid one allows you to ventilate the patient better. And then if there's bleeding, I can sort that out.
Where did you come from?
Come. So this is where the magic happens. This is for you kids.
Taste the magic with our festive cakes from DPL Festive Bakery. Delight with every bite.
This is NTV.
NTV Weekend Edition. A very, very good evening to you. It is a Friday, the 8th of November, and we have a nail-biting broadcast for you tonight as NTV blows the lead on an exam cheating scam. Even as the government says 11 cases of attempted cheating have been reported across the country as the KCSE exams continue. That is our top story tonight. NTV Weekend Edition begins right now. Here are the top stories. A scam flashing authentic KCSE examination papers. Was the examination leaked and sold on Telegram? And by whom? NTV went undercover for you. Also tonight,
the shift of the NHIF to SHIF, we don't seem to have had that thought of the sick. People who die because they can't get services.
We are moving from okay to worse. Revert to NHIF until the shift is ready.
Even the church cannot take it anymore. Church leaders call for suspension of SHIF as patient suffering becomes unbearable. Plus,
we are on this strike till the government does its part.
Hide and seek between WASU and government as students watch helplessly. Lecturers vow to stay put as more university staff threaten to join the strike. Plus, Raila Odinga woos AU. Kenya's candidate for the AU Commission chairmanship launches bid in Addis Ababa. We tell you his strategy.
NTV Weekend Edition with Michelle Ngele Obdiambo.
Good evening and welcome to the broadcast. David Agondoa is the sign language interpreter. Now tonight, NTV brings to light his coming venture where fraudsters hiding behind social media platform Telegram may have minted millions of shillings from potential KCSE exam cheats. The fraudsters claim to be in a position to grant one prior access to KCSE exam papers if you pay a specified amount of money, either for one paper or for all the papers. The surging number of subscribers to the channel in the past 4 days indicate that thousands may have already been scammed and lost money. Also of concern is how, even though the scammers clearly do not have that early access to exam papers, they do have access to the papers and take pictures of the same immediately they are open or while a particular exam is ongoing. Pictures which they use to lure even more people. NTV's Ibrahim Karanja begins our broadcast tonight.
When we first got wind of the existence of the Telegram channel official KCSE leakages 2024, it was days before the official start of KCSE on Monday, the 4th of November. At the time, two possibilities were alive in our minds. That one, this might be a channel created by scammers to con KCSE candidates, their parents, and or teachers desirous of cheating in the exams. Or two, that indeed it might have been a channel created by persons who have indeed compromised the integrity of the examinations and can relay legitimate exam papers to exam cheats.
And this channel has done this.
With these two possibilities, only the benefit of time could have proven our two hypotheses as either right or wrong. So we waited. Throughout week 1 of the examinations, there have been assurances about the integrity of the exams. But on Telegram, a section of candidates, their teachers and or parents want to cheat, giving a thriving opportunity for scammers who may have by now raked in millions of shillings from potential exam cheats.
We have already 72.
Look at this channel, for example, that has over 70,000 subscribers, a number that has grown exponentially over the past 4 days. Those behind the channel are asking for 3,500 shillings per individual exam paper or for a higher amount to get VIP access, which reportedly links you to all the papers up to the end of the examinations.
VIP channel. Yes.
Initially, the cost of VIP access was 18,000 shillings, but has since dropped to 12,000 shillings as the papers reduce. NTV's investigative team wanted to verify either of our two hypotheses, and after paying using separate accounts, one for a single paper and the other for VIP access to all the remaining papers, our money went down the drain.
We waited for 30 minutes and there's no response. So I sent another message asking for verification of the payment. And this is a message that we have received. I'm not sure how to respond to that. This is an automated KCSE leakages bot. Every resource is available here. Follow the procedure to access the KCSE leakages and other services. Contact admin for more.
With no papers sent to us as alleged, proving that this is a scam taking advantage of exam cheats.
943.
The names on the two numbers that received our money was Amos Langat and Bernard Kibet, and the money was transferred through Airtel Money. This indicative that many may have fallen prey to the fraudsters lurking online. Yet despite being a fraud, these scammers have a catch. On the Telegram channel, they post photographs of examination papers as soon as the exams begin, which we believe is to lure unsuspecting Kenyans to believe that they have prior access to the exams. Whereas this is a concern, as no one is allowed to capture photographs of the exam papers, and since the papers are personalized per candidate, it also points to a section of examination officers at the exam centers who still remain with their phones to take pictures of exam papers immediately they are opened, a group that could be colluding with scammers as they use those pictures as baits.
That is the space that we want to watch, so that no one does any monkey business. The case that you saw are persons who picked the papers from the container, and then along the way they opened and started taking photos. So those are the issues we are talking about, technology, and saying that we should not abuse technology. We should use technology for the benefit of learning, but not to abuse the process.
Ibrahim Karanja, NTV.
Elsewhere, church leaders want the government to temporarily suspend the ongoing rollout of the Social Health Insurance Fund SHIF following complaints by patients that they now pay out of pocket for services that were fully covered under the previous Health Insurance Fund, NHIF. Calls for a review of the SHIF rollout have been continuously dismissed by Ministry of Health officials who claim that the new National Health Insurance model is functioning, as NTV's health and science reporter Bridget Singana now explains.
Hii sasa ya Taifa Care, tukisonga mbele, mpango yetu ni kwamba iko na pesa ya kutosha kuhakikisha ya kwamba kila mwananchi ambaye anaenda kutafuta matibabu, tutahakikisha kwamba wanapata matibabu bila ya ubaguzi, na hakuna mwananchi tena tukienda mbele ambaye ataulizwa mambo ya pesa katika mahospitali yetu.
President William Ruto for the umpteenth time making the assurance that SHA and SHIF are working.
We give all that.
But church leaders through the National Council of Churches of Kenya, NCCK, who preside over medical facilities run by faith-based organizations, have delivered their prognosis a month since the new health insurance model, SHIF, was rolled out.
Let us not sacrifice any more lives just to get money out of Kenyans. Let us do this, and then we can go back to SHA when all is worked out and life and everybody is stable to move.
NCCK says that SHA and SHIF were hurriedly rolled out, and the evidence is in the numerous reports of patients paying for services in cash despite being registered under SHA.
It does not make sense to us that Kenyans are now paying more money but are getting less benefit. We are moving from okay to worse.
We have members who are on dialysis. We have members who are diabetic. And to our surprise is that when they get to the hospitals, they don't get the services they require. And in most cases, they are forced to get into their pockets.
Speaking in one accord with NCCK is Nyeri Diocese Archbishop Anthony Muheria, who says what's happening with SHIF contradicts every aspect of upholding human rights.
Our leaders are thinking way too much about their image and about their future, and not thinking about the image of the poor, the needy, the miserable, the ones living in slums, the sick. With the shift of the NHIF to SHIF, we don't seem to have had that thought of the sick. People who die because they can't get services. That's our main concern.
The government is promising us that the whole process of SHIF is in full operation. Then we tend to ask ourselves, where is it operating? If the common man is not fully attended according to his or her needs, how can we convince our members that the SHIF is working?
But the Cabinet Secretary for Health, Deborah Barasa, while presiding over the graduation of specialized nurses at the Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital, says those finding fault with SHA and SHIF are misinformed.
Regarding the stranded patients, we are requesting that they can reach out through the call center to the Social Health Authority, and each individual case will be addressed accordingly. But we are working on policies to ensure that there is accessible care even to that level, because that was part of the benefit package.
Prior to the SHIF rollout, NHIF owed over 10 billion shillings to faith-based health organizations in claims. By Friday, the Ministry of Health reported that 14 million Kenyans have so far been registered under the Social Health Authority. Bridget, Ghana, NTV.
Away from that, officers from the Public Health Department in Mombasa have begun dispensing a chemical component to neutralize the toxicity left by a gas that leaked on Thursday in Makande, causing breathing complications. This comes a day after 8 KCSE candidates fainted while preparing for the national examination after inhaling the gas, hence creating panic and fear within the area. Investigations are still underway, with samples of the discharged substance collected for analysis at the government chemist. Kevin Mutai from Mombasa also reports that a multi-agency team has also conducted a crackdown in some of the factories operating in the area, with reports that some of them have been closed pending investigation.
The exercise kicked off Friday morning, a day after the gas leak. Public health officials targeting stormwater drainage systems, soak pits, and even areas with stagnated water using a chemical component to neutralize the effluent which caused the gas leak on Thursday in Chuda area and its environs.
Team ya experts wa from kutoka public health wamekuja na dawa inaitwa Carol
na Carol kazi yake ina disinfect ile areas za hizo manhole covers, ile drain ambayo tayari hiyo kemikali imeingia, ina disinfect, na at the same time inatoa ile stench smell ambayo ilikuwa ikisikika jana.
It is unclear how the choking chemical leaked to the public spaces, with investigators also trying to establish the extent of the damage.
Samples zimechukuliwa pale, zinaenda kuchukuliwa katika hiyo factory ya samaki, na inaenda kuchukuliwa katika wale wenye kuhifadhi mafuta, na pia tumetoka chini pale ambapo kwamba discharge ya wastewater inapoweza kufika tuweze kuangalia. DCIO are doing a good job, na watu public health tumepeana instructions. Public health immediately, with immediate effect, hiyo factory ya rangi inafungwa mpaka utafiti uweze kumalizika.
On Friday morning, some residents in Makande raised concerns over experiencing breathing challenges, some of them reportedly rushing to local health facilities to seek medical attention. Other areas also affected include Kachonjo, Shimanzi, and even Makupa, locals calling for thorough investigations into the hazardous chemical affluent.
Tulikuwa mazoezi hapo uwanjani, tukakuwa tusikia hiyo harufu sana, ikakuwa inatutatiza hadi players wengine wakaanza kutapika.
Kuanzia jana tumedhurika na harufu, tukifuatilia tuabua ni chemical zenye hatujui zinatoka wapi. Sisi tungeomba county iweze kufanya uchunguzi unaofaa, na ukijulikana ni nani aliyemwaga hizo chemical achukuliwe hatua.
There are also fears that the contaminated drainage water which leads to the Indian Ocean will also affect the marine ecosystem, which is a critical habitat promoting livelihoods in the region.
Uweze kuanza kuchukua chemical uanze kuimwaga katika storm water. Hiyo ni uwazimu. Kwanza utafiti huu hautosimama hapo, tutafika paka katika zile BMUs, kwa sababu BMUs walikuwa wanalalamika pia ya kwa samaki pale karibu na ufuo wa bahari unapungua kwa sababu ya hizi kemikali.
Makande Girls Secondary School reopened on Friday, a day after it was temporarily closed, and the 84 candidates evacuated following the gas leak that affected 8 of the students, among them 5 who fainted but were treated and later discharged to continue with their KCSE exams. Kevin Mutai, NTV in Mombasa.
Well, that report by Kevin Mutai brings us to a break. An NTV Weekend Edition. Much more still to come, including details of the unveiling of Kenya's candidate to the African Union Commission chairperson position, Raila Odinga, in Addis Ababa. That's coming up after the break. Just stay with us.
Do you want this? So up on the Bado Tampata, win 35 million Kenyan shillings.
Win big with 22bet. Cash cash, bikes, fancy car, and even a house of your dreams. Visit our website and take your chance. 22bet always pays. Bet responsibly.
Hammer down prices this Black November. Nakafu! A night of daily crazy offers. Massive deals. Bigger discounts. Lower prices. Unbelievable prices. Shop and save more than ever. Nakafu!
Tired of the hassle of finding guarantors every time you need a loan? Frustrated by receiving a smaller loan than you applied for because of insufficient guarantors? Experiencing loan delays because of liquidity issues? Worry no more. Join Nation Sacco today and experience a financial partner that works for you. Call us or visit us at IPS Building on 10th floor, Kimathi Street, Nairobi. We are open to all. Nation Sacco, fulfilling dreams.
Tangu nishinde gari imenisaidia sana. Nimekuwa nikitumia kubebeba watu. Angalau naona life inabadilika. Sikosi angalau kwa siku. Nilikuwa donda, nilikuwa tu msave hivi. Sasa hivi mimi nina gari, naweza drive na naweza beba watu, naweza make my own money.
Mungu amekutoa kwa matatu.
Dial *570# option 4. Hapo kuna Pro Box. Na ina feel poa sana kuendesha gari ambayo unajua imechangia pakubwa kusaidia society. Unaweza ansha nayo busy yako ya transportation, enda kubebea watu wa soko vitu, na niko sure by the end of the day uta make ends meet. Dial *570# option 4 na Pro Box ya kushindaniwa.
back. Lecturers under the University Academic Staff Union WASU have vowed to continue their strike that is now entering its second week. The lecturers have condemned the government for failing to hold an interministerial committee meeting set for Thursday to address the strike. This comes even as Dedan Kimathi University staff threatened to go on strike demanding a pay rise. Here's Margaret Kimathi with the details.
It is the second week of the lecturer strike that has paralyzed learning in 35 public universities and 2 constituent colleges, throwing graduation plans into a spin. The Dawn under the University Academic Staff Union have accused the government of ignoring their demands by negating the return to work arrangement that saw them call off their initial industrial action in September.
We are on this strike till the government does its part. When we signed the return to work formula, we agreed that we are going to pay our people 7%, 10% increment, and 4% automatic annual increments. We did the simulations in Machakos.
The union is expected in Parliament on Tuesday next week, as members of Parliament are making a last-ditch attempt to resolve the 9.7 billion shillings pay dispute involving lecturers of public universities. The National Assembly Education Committee has given lecturers room to propose a way forward to resolve the dispute and resumption of learning in public universities.
We have really displeased that the interministerial meeting that was scheduled to happen yesterday to resolve our matter did not happen.
The ministry, our mother ministry, the CS and the PS are not serious, but we are calling upon the government to ensure that they come to negotiation table. And I want to tell all our members that we are not going to give in. We shall not stop striking. The strike is on. Let all our members be strong. Strike and strike and strike. Upscale, escalate.
This comes even as Dedan Kimathi University staff threatened to go on strike, demanding pay rise. They have accused the administration of intimidating them and delaying negotiations.
The people that work in Dedan Kimathi, especially the academic staff, are earning much less than our colleagues. 3 notches below. With the same person you are hired, the same day, the same time, the same grade, having progressed the same way. Because our university has refused completely to pay on diagonal scale.
Dedan Kimathi is one university where the strike should proceed even up to next year. The reason why we are saying this is because this is one university where our workers have been mistreated. And we want to caution the Vice Chancellor that we are not going to take this anymore.
The public university staff want the 2021-2025 collective bargaining agreement implemented in full, else they will remain out of their workstations until the money hits their accounts. Margaret Kimathi, NTV.
Kenya's candidate in the February 2025 African Union Commission chairperson election, Raila Odinga, is expected to launch his bid to the continent officially this evening from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Raila arrived in Addis Ababa, which is the headquarters of the African Union Commission, on Thursday morning and attended the World Without Hunger conference alongside President William Ruto. NTV's political affairs reporter David Muthoka has the details.
With the 2025 African Union Commission chairperson election only 3 months away, Kenya's candidate in the February 2025 continental contest, Raila Odinga, is stepping up his efforts to clinch the coveted seat. Part of those efforts include holding an event in Ethiopia's Addis Ababa capital in which the former opposition leader will officially announce that he is in the race to succeed outgoing AUC chairperson Musa Faki of Chad. According to a statement released by the local Ministry of Foreign Affairs and which has been seen by NTV, the event was supposed to start at 5 p.m. and end at 9 p.m. at the AU Multipurpose Hall. The statement further reveals that those invited to the event that will be presided over by Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi include representatives of all African Union member states, regional economic communities, business leaders, youth, women representatives, and civil society groups. As the event's keynote speaker, Raila will unveil his vision and priorities for Africa. Raila arrived in Addis Ababa on Thursday morning and attended the World Without Hunger conference alongside his political foe-turned-friend, President William Ruto. The conference, which gave Raila an opportunity to meet other African leaders and seek their support, was attended by Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, Sierra Leone President Julius Maada Bio, United Arab Emirates Minister of State Sheikh Shakbout, as well as outgoing AUC Deputy Chairperson Monique Sanzambagwana. The journey to Addis comes 2 months after the government officially announced Raila as Kenya's flag bearer in Musa Faki's succession race in an event also organized by Prime CS Musalia Mudavadi. 3 other African leaders have thrown their hats in the AUC chairperson ring, among them Mahmoud Ali Yusuf of Djibouti, Anil Gayan of Mauritius, and Richard Randriamandrato of the islands of Madagascar. Of the 3, Raila faces stiff competition from Djibouti's Foreign Minister Mahmoud Ali Yusuf and will have to fend him off to make his dream of relocating to Addis Ababa a reality. David Muthoka, NTV.
Now, for a month now, Moi University has remained closed due to unrelenting industrial action, with dons and workers demanding payment of salaries and statutory deductions amounting to over 8 billion shillings. The institution's troubles became more apparent today when the Parliamentary Committee on Education visited and held a meeting with the staff and sat with the administrators of the school. And our reporter Masharia Mbogwa explains the committee, led by Tinderet MP Julius Meli, who is the chairperson, advised the union's leaders to work towards a return-to-work formula with the administration and ensure they agree and resume classes come Monday next week.
The arrival of the committee was greeted with protests from the staff who wanted to be heard by the committee before they meet with the school's administration. The committee was forced to give an opportunity to the members under Wasu, Kusu and Kudehia unions to present their grievances.
Hatuna tools za kazi. Imagine tukate matawi za miti tufagie nayo barabara, tukate rags tuoshe nayo toilets.
And if you want to know they love Moi University, year 1, where are our loans? We will pay. Okay, fine, let us work. Year 2, where are our loans and pensions? We will pay. They work. Year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6.
These people can work, but the problem is we have been misused and abused by the management.
The members of parliament seconded by expressing that they were responding to similar complaints and promised to give a solution at the end of the session.
Mambo inavyoendelea hapa, it is very, very bad. So mnapotuona hapa leo, na sio tumekuja hapa kwa kitu kingine. We want to start Moi University in a big way.
In the session with the management of the school, the committee expressed concerns over the bad infrastructural condition and incomplete projects within the institution and the accrued debt arrears of more than 8 billion shilling.
We know what you have, these negatives, but you still can afford to spend 26 billion actually to do a gate when the entire university is porous. The entire university is in shambles. The entire university is thinking in terms of appearance. Honestly, Professor, this is like trying to dress a sick patient in ICU in a suit.
The face of the university, notwithstanding your concern, is very, very important because it went through the normal tendering process and so on. But we hear you.
Looking at your strategies, and this could be the biggest problem, I don't see anything on governance and management. There is a lot that is going on, and we are not working alone as a university. We are also working with the ministry and other government agencies to ensure that we are back to work on Monday.
Finally, the committee gave detailed recommendations disclosing the release of 3.5 billion shillings by the National Treasury to salvage the university from further crisis and fast-track the reopening process.
So we really need to pull our sleeves, sit down through the long hours today and tomorrow, and make sure that the university is up and running come Monday. And the unions, you have our support.
Mashari Ambogwa, NTV, Eldoret.
And that report brings us to another break on NTV Weekend Edition. Much more still to come, including the latest in the world of business with Nina Sheban.
I'll have the usual on the rocks, double.
I'll have whatever he's having.
Real recognize real. No added sugar, no preservatives. 100% real fruit.
Rahisisha uwezo wako wa ushindi kwa kukuwa memba wa Loto Moto na ni rahisi. Dial *570#. Ukiwa memba ni rahisi kufika kwenye jukwaa hili ili kujaribu mchezo wetu wa Loto Moto Show. Na pia kama memba unajipa nafasi rahisi ya kuingia kwenye promotion zetu zinazokupa nafasi ya kujishindia chapaa na zawadi kibao kama TV, friji, pikipiki, mashamba na pia magari. Kuwa memba ni *570#. Tushinde kama members.
I'll have the usual on the rocks, double.
Your profile says you don't drink.
Wow, and I missed out on the silky refreshing test?
For real? For real. Well, in that case, I'll have whatever he's having.
I drink responsibly. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Del.
Del who?
Del Monte.
Real recognize real. No added sugar, no preservatives. 100% real fruit.
Welcome to San Francisco. The best players in the world.
It's the most beautiful thing you could ever witness.
Welcome to the official start of All-Star Weekend, an NBA All-Star Celebrity Game. Let's go, baby! Stars, yes, feature here on display. The lights are on, the stars are here.
Introducing Festive Cakes.
We have some delightful snacks for all of you.
The Festive Yumelo Cake. Indulge in the pleasure of a cone-shaped cake that's bursting with flavors. Where did you come from?
Come. So this is where the magic happens. This is for you kids.
Festive Cupcakes. Thank you. Perfect treat to share with friends and family.
Now for your kids' school snacks, hakuna stress.
Festive Pink Cakes. The perfect blend of sweetness and softness.
And now this is for you, Dad, and your office mate.
Festive Pound Cake. This sumptuous cake will leave you craving for more. Taste the magic with our Festive Cakes from DPL Festive Bakery. Delight with every bite.
A very good evening to you. I do trust you're having a lovely night. My name is Nina Shivan. Let's take a look at the business news. The Kenya Revenue Authority, KRA, is eyeing an additional 30 billion shillings from the extension of the tax amnesty program by a year from the initial deadline of June 2024. Beneficiaries of the amnesty are spared from incurring penalties, interest and fines when they pay the principal tax, raising revenue that would otherwise go unpaid or locked in legal battles. And businesses often dispute KRA's tax demands, resulting in legal actions in courts and the tax appeals tribunals. Proceeds from the extension of the amnesty to June 2025 are expected to represent a substantive share of collections from fresh reforms covered by 4 new bills, including the Tax Procedures Amendment Bill 2024 and the Tax Laws Amendment Bill 2024. And in other news, Kapchorwa Tea Kenya saw its profit plunge 91.6% in the half year to September, despite sales growth as costs rose at a faster pace. Now, the company made a net income of 18.2 million shillings in the period, down from 218 million shillings a year earlier. The company made a loss from operations, but its bottom line was boosted by higher finance income and gains from revaluation of its physical assets. And meanwhile, Williamson Tea Kenya sunk into a net loss of 124.1 million shillings in the half year ended September as revenues fell and costs increased. The company had made a net profit of 461.2 million shillings the year before, and the company's sales declined to 1.98 billion shillings from 2.2 billion shillings. Kenya Breweries Limited, also known as KBL, has signed a partnership deal with Kisumu County Government aimed at fighting illicit brew in the region. Fighting the illicit brew has been termed as not only to be causing negative health impact to consumers, but also has no economic value in the growth of the economy of the nation building. At the same time, farmers have been urged to continue embracing sorghum farming so as to sell it to KBL, as this is used as raw material in the processing of the brew, which is safe, affordable, and most importantly has benefits to farmers. So far, 45,000 farmers across the country are supplying sorghum to KBL. Of this, 17,000 are from Nyanza and western regions.
Raw materials also remain a critical element in our production, with local sourcing being key to the success of our quality brands. Currently, 80% of the raw materials used in our breweries are locally sourced.
KBL has created a sustainable livelihood for many families. Now, this direct connection between our farmers and KBL has not only strengthened our agricultural sector, but has also inspired other industries to recognize the value of working with local suppliers.
University students have been urged to embrace and adopt enhanced ICT infrastructure so as to access more remote work, as some local jobs are taken over by AI. Kipchumba Murkomen, the Cabinet Secretary for Youth Affairs and Sports, further called on the youth to update their IT skills from time to time to adopt to new trends. He was speaking at the Future of Work and Wealth Creation Summit at Daystar University.
The threats posed by the artificial intelligence to jobs are real. Companies are in the business of generating more profits for shareholders. AI can do some tasks more efficiently than millions of humans without the need to rest or to take sick leave or for free or at a reduced cost. AI is therefore more attractive than human beings in some jobs. Recent statistics estimated that 14% of people have lost jobs to AI.
Well, that brings us to the end of Business News tonight. My name is Nina Shaban, wishing you a lovely Friday and a lovely weekend. Don't go anywhere. Michelle will be back with more news.
Tangu nishinde gari imenisaidia sana. Nimekuwa nikitumia kubebeba watu. Angalau naona life inabadilika. Sikosi angalau kwa siku. Nilikuwa donda, nilikuwa tu msave hivi. Sasa hivi nina gari, naweza drive na naweza beba watu, naweza make my own money.
Mungu amekutoa kwa matatu.
Dial *570# option 4. Hapo kuna Pro Box. Na ina feel poa sana kuendesha gari ambayo unajua imechangia pakubwa kusaidia society. Unaweza anisha nayo busy yako ya transportation, ida kubebea watu wa soko vitu, na niko sure by the end of the day uta make ends meet. Dial *570# option 4 na Pro Box ya kushindaniwa.
Kote nchini mbele tuendelee.
Kenya, twende mbele. NCBA, go for it.
Babies play around and then oops, Morphix ina absorb like whoop. Imagine, haiwezi live in 50 different movements. Makofi to both babies and Morphix. Renewed Morphix, ultimate quality.
Morphix is renewed. Improved Morphix quality, now in blue package.
New Downy perfume collection. Sometimes I need a scent to keep me calm amongst the chaos, or a light fragrance that keeps me fresh in the heat, or a perfume that feels elegant all day and into the night, lasting longer than expensive perfumes. New Downy, lavender calm, sunrise fresh, and sweet elegance, freshness that inspires confidence. Your dreams have come true. Try it for only 20 shillings.
Tired of the hassle of finding guarantors every time you need a loan? Frustrated by receiving a smaller loan than you applied for because of insufficient guarantors? Experiencing loan delays because of liquidity issues? Worry no more. Join Nation Sacco today and experience a financial partner that works for you. Call us or visit us at IPS Building on 10th floor, Kimathi Street, Nairobi. We are open to all. Nation Sacco, fulfilling dreams.
Good evening and welcome back. The sixth suspect in the murder of Wells Fargo human resource boss Willis Ayeko has been arrested at his hideout in Bondo Sub-County, Siaya County. 48-year-old Duncan Onyango was nabbed by police Thursday night following intel that led to a joint search by police and DCI. According to investigators, Onyango, alias Otuch, has been placed at the crime scene where the gruesome murder took place last month. The DCI conducted a scene reenactment exercise with another suspect in custody who identified Onyango's house as a scene where Willis is said to have been tortured and murdered. Onyango will be arraigned in court on Monday next week, where police are expected to make an application to hold him further. Slain Willis Ayeko will be buried tomorrow at Uhuru Waruoya village in Siaya County as his family continues to urge authorities to dig deeper to establish the motive of his murder. And the former governor of Migori, Okoth Obado, will know on January 30th, 2025 if he has a case to answer in the murder of university student Sharon Otieno. Obado, who is facing charges of murder alongside his co-accused Michael Oyamo and Caspar Obiero, through his lawyer Kioko Kilukumi, urged the court to absolve him from the murder, maintaining that he had an open relationship with Sharon Otieno and was willing to take care of her and the baby. In his defense, Obado's legal team questioned the very premise of the case, arguing that the crime of murder could not apply to a fetus. Kilukumi averred that there was no evidence presented by the 42 prosecution witnesses linking Obado to the actual murder. The body of Sharon Otieno, a university student who was killed while pregnant, was found in a remote area in Homa Bay County in September 2018. The court will make a ruling on the same.
Everyone else is that I am a member of the tribunal investigating one of our judges, conduct of one of our judges in the ELC court that is now almost at its tail end. So I anticipate that I will not be available I will not have time to write this ruling, given the evidence that, given the nature of the evidence and the length of the volumes of the cases that, of the case files that we have, in order to write a comprehensive ruling. So it looks like then that we'll have to take a ruling in the new term.
Now, the government has been rallied to invest in more healthcare training institutions in order to show up the number of healthcare professionals in the country. According to TVET Authority, nurses are a key component in health facilities keen on delivering the highest level of healthcare. The youth have also been urged to join TVET institutions to quench their thirst for higher education. This came up during the graduation of more than 500 nursing officers at the Nairobi West Hospital Health Science College.
We are committed to producing graduates who are not only technically competent, but also compassionate, ethical, and ready to make a difference in the healthcare sector.
It is a profession which has grown to play a critical role in the implementation of patient-centered care and in the delivery of effective primary care services.
The government has placed high emphasis and initiated a raft of reforms in TVET, since it is indispensable from building inclusive training systems and societies due to its focus on skill or competency enhancement.
NTV Sports News brought to you by 22Bet.
Well, let's get sporty now. And the Kenya Under-20 international Andy Cole Omolo will make his debut for the senior team, the Simbas, on Saturday against Uganda in the Elgon Cup. Omolo, who plays as a flanker, will be joined by Tyson Minor and Griffin Chow, who are also named in the 23-man squad to face the Cranes at the RFUEA grounds. The team to be led by George Nyambua, with Eugene Sifuna and Barry Young deputizing him.
A lot of the guys that we name haven't played, and other players, for example, Oilers players, they were all playing in the floodlights. And there's a few players that didn't play in the floodlights. So in terms of game time, we thought we know the other guys had game time, and there's a few players that didn't have game time that we didn't see. Andy Cole is obviously a standout player. He's a big man. He's a big ball carrier. He's very fast. At his age, he's actually the right guy to introduce. As we said previous, we want to bring in more younger players. And tomorrow is a big test for Andy, and I think he won't let us down.
The FKF branch elections that were scheduled for Saturday across the country have been halted after a group known as the Kenya Football Association sought an injunction from a Kitui court. The injunction has curtailed the Football Kenya Federation Electoral Board's plans to organize these Saturday polls. This week, the board had conducted a training for over 100 presiding and returning officers who are to oversee the elections. According to the board, the election material had already been dispatched to the polling stations across the country. Saturday's polls were set to elect the county branch chairperson and their running mate, the county women's and youth representatives, a secretary and a treasurer. The national elections to elect the FKF president will be held in December. And Amsterdam's Mayor Femke Halsema described those arrested after Maccabi Tel Aviv soccer fans were attacked as anti-Semitic hit and run squads. The mayor condemned the overnight violence in the Dutch city against the football supporters, although there was evidence of provocative chanting from Israeli fans. Videos on social media showed riot police intervening in clashes, with some attackers shouting anti-Israeli slurs. According to Amsterdam police, 10 people were taken into custody after anti-Semitic attacks. There were no signs of hostages being taken, and there were no missing people, according to officials. Damian Lillard poured in 34 points and Giannis Antetokounmpo collected 31 as part of a double-double to lift the host Milwaukee Bucks to 123-100 win over the Utah Jazz. Lillard dished out 7 assists while Antetokounmpo held in a game-high 16 rebounds from Milwaukee, which snapped a 6-game skid. Bobby Portis.
Bet.
Check this out. You want this? Win 35 million Kenyan shillings.
Win big with 22Bet. Tons of cash, bikes, fancy car, and even a house of your dreams. Visit our website and take your chance. 22Bet always pays. Bet responsibly.
And that sporty note brings us to a close on NTV Weekend Edition. Many thanks for watching us tonight. My name is Michelle Ngele Odhiambo. David Agondoa is the sign language interpreter. On behalf of the entire team here at NTV, good evening and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
This is NTV.
Uniserve Education brings you a Study in Canada fair. This is your chance to meet and engage with delegates from 20 leading Canadian institutions on Saturday, the 9th of November, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Movenpick Hotel, Westlands, Nairobi. Entry is absolutely free. Visit uniserveeducation.com to register now. Save the date and see you.
Je, ungependa kuwa mshindi na Lucky Box? Ni rahisi sana.
Bonyeza *463# uwe mshindi.
Kuna vitu vingi sana vya kushinda.
Kama vile TV, kuka, washing machine, fridge, kipiki, pesa na hata gari. Na sio gari tu, Subaru.
Na kuna jackpots kadha wa kadha. Kuna power jackpot ya 1.9 million.
Mega jackpot 2.5 million.
Na super Sunday ya 3 million Kenya shillings. Kila mtu anaweza kuwa mshindi. Bonyeza *463#. Uwe mshindi.
Kuchagua box ni kuchagua chapa.
Kumbuka, kila unapocheza Lucky Box unasaidia watoto kusoma.
Join Nation Sacco today and experience a financial partner that works for you. Call us or visit us at IPS Building on 10th floor, Kimathi Street, Nairobi. We are open to all. Nation Sacco, fulfilling dreams.
Check this out. You want this? Win 35 million Kenyan shillings.
Win big with 22bet. Cancel cash, bikes, fancy car, and even a house of your dreams. Visit our website and take your chance. 22bet always pays. Bet responsibly.
For newer vehicles that are run on diesel, apart from the diesel tank, they have an AdBlue tank. So instead of the exhaust gases going direct to the environment, they are mixed with AdBlue in a unit called a selective catalytic reduction unit. AdBlue reacts with the exhaust gases to reduce the nitrogen oxides to nitrogen and water.
If you're a transporter with one or two trucks, you have to rely on freight brokers and freight forwarders to get your cargo. But then now, how do you find these guys? And then that's when you see, like in Kenya, in Africa in general, a typical broker or transporter will have like 5 to 7 WhatsApp groups, which is chaos, because you might find some of these groups have like 200 members, 700 members, you know. So it's not the most convenient way to match.
Where did you come from?
Come with me. So this is where the magic happens. This is for you kids.
Taste the magic with our festive cakes from DPL Festive Bakery. Delight with every bite.
Get ready to tantalize your taste buds and embark on a culinary journey with Pishi Bomba, the ultimate cooking show that brings the flavors of the world right into your living room. Tune in this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. with me, Claire Karatu, for a mouth-watering adventure. Pishi Bomba. Cook, eat, enjoy.
Some people think they cannot be prosperous because of where they are. It says wherever you are, all you need is a way being with you. I'm telling you, when the way begins to manifest and increase in a measure on your life, you will